My name's Aidan Kearney,
known online as
Turtleboy, and is a senior editor for
TVDailyNews.com.
They call me
Dr. Turtleboy.
It's my preferred pronoun. Daddy.
What's up, Daddy?
Journalism Jesus. Timothy Kearney.
The one and only Turtleboy.
Turtleboy. What's up, Slick? The doctor is here.
This guy's a bad motherfucker.
That's quite the intro.
I've broken a lot of major stories. I've been doing it for about 11 years. I used to be a high school teacher.
Turtleboy has changed a lot over the years. I was once a blogger, but now I'm much more accurately known as an award-winning journalist, a satirist, and an activist. Boom!
They're screaming your name here.
You're the crowd daddy.
Crazy. People either love me or hate me.
Listen, Turtle, all right?
But either way, they're watching.
Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
Stop it. I'm never gonna stop. This fight's just getting started. Now let's get this party started.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Canton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stamps, leave your clothes, buddy, and
hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
Yo, excuse me. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of nom de plumes if you want, up to and including but not limited to A. Timothy Kearney. That's my true crime name. You can call me Journalism Jesus. That's my spiritual name. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy. That's what old school turtle riders know me as. You can call me just Turtleboy. Some people just do Turtleboy. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. It's actually my preferred pronoun of choice. Because if Judd Welch is a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor too. Also acceptable, Brian Tully calls me Daddy. You can call me that too. I can understand for some people it might be weird, so I won't mandate it, but I will allow it because it could be fun, playful, flirtatious, or all of the above. Call me different, variations of that, such as Crowd Daddy, Theater Daddy, Fridge Daddy, of course, Tully's Daddy, whatever you want to call me. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp, usually, although it's Sunday at 9:30 now, so that doesn't apply. Usually, I had plans last night, but, whatever. Just smash the subscribe button and it will be good. I don't even care. I don't even care if you smash the subscribe button because I don't give a shit about subs. I do, but I don't. I just don't care because you're going to be here anyway. A lot of people feel like unsubscribe, just kind of stick it to me. And then they just watch it anyway. They're like, oh, I'll show him. I'm just going to watch it and not subscribe. That'll teach Turtleboy. Take that, Turtle. Listen, Turtle. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. How many subscribers are we at right now? Let's see. We're at 162,713. We gained 10 today. That's a new record. So, okay, cool. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight. And also shout out to the Rumble Rats. How many people are watching on Rumble right now? We got over on Rumble 22 people watching, 22 Rumble Rats over there. Nice to see. All right. And then we're got some people on the Twit-Twat. We're everywhere. So I am wearing this shirt tonight in honor of Ian Whiffen. I don't know if you guys saw Young Jelly's production there, his YouTube presentation. He found this thing on, God damn it. Hold on, stick it in there. There we go. All right. He found this YouTube presentation of Ian Whiffen being like interviewed by some Celebrate, like Stan lady. I don't even know what she is, but it's basically propaganda. It's the cheapest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's embarrassing. It's cringe. We're going to try to get some of that tonight. We got a bunch of stuff to get to tonight. So anyway, if you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click at the link at the top for something called Turtle Chat. When you do that, you can pay whatever amount of money you want, right? And you can say whatever you want, and then I'll read it out loud to the class. However, like, I will, you know, there's some stuff I'm probably not going to read. Like I'm not into the drama shit. Like, if you're trying to come up, I mean, you could shit on like your wife or your girlfriend, people I don't know. I don't care if you want to use this platform to smear people I don't know. That's fine, right? But I can't have you coming up here like talking about the same shit everybody's been talking about with the drama for the last couple weeks. I have no interest in that. So I will accept your money, but I will not be providing any service in return. So there's that. All right, cool. So let's see what we got here. We'll start off with some turtle chats. Get the night started. Today is October 12th. Yesterday was the 2-year anniversary, guys, of my arrest at the kids' bus stop, which Brian Tully read me my rights and told me I had been charged with a whole bunch of witness intimidation charges and picketing charges, which I didn't even know was a crime, but apparently it is. And so we're in our 3rd year of this now. And hopefully the end is in sight. I think we got thrown for a loop the other day with the Judge Crap thing. Definitely want to avoid him at all costs because that guy hates me. And, you know, I don't know. But, all right. Yeah, 2 years ago. So, all right, cool. Let me start off by reading some of these. Let's see what we got here. Today is the 12th, right? Okay, cool. All right. First up, we got Patricia sends $5 and goes, I can't believe the glare didn't know about the finger blasting at McMorgan's. Okay, yeah. I can't believe he didn't either. But I do want to put it out there though, like that like I feel kind of bad for McMorgan's in this whole thing. I mean, I got the messages from the owner of McMorgan's, and he's like, he was not happy that this happened at his establishment a couple years ago, unbeknownst to him. And so, you know, I don't want people to think less of McMorgan's. And so, like, if you go there, like, let them know that Turtleboy sent you. You know, like, I'm here because of Turtleboy, and that way they can see that, like, okay, we might have gotten a bad name from this kind of a little bit, like whatever, because of all the finger blasting. But it could also, like, money be green, as D'Angelo Barksdale once said. You know, money be green, because money look like money. Money be money. And so as long as you're making money and people are buying shit, who cares if somebody got finger blasted there 2 years ago? Like, right? I mean, any publicity is good publicity. They can if I were them, I'd have some fun with it. I'd make a drink special out of it. I'd put something on the menu involving the word finger, chicken fingers, I don't know, something like that. I'd have a little fun with it, you know? But there's that. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's next one. AS Sim sends $5 and goes, how was your night off last night? Did you free the Intimidator? What kind of question is that? Oh my God, this is too personal, guys. Jeez Louise. I got, like, I'll tell you a story. It's crazy. Like, I got a weird text message last night. Like, it's like weird. If I go out somewhere I was out somewhere, not saying where, right? And I got a text message from some number. I'll read it to you. It was freaky. I'm like, okay. I haven't even told my lawyers about this. I probably should. Let's see what it said. Yeah. So it goes that while I was out, I got a message that says, how's blank, the name of the place I was at, how's blank pedo. So somebody is texting me and asking me that they're telling me they know where I am, right? Which means that somebody else there, I mean, I don't know. When I go into a place, I don't know who's friend or foe, you know, and they could be telling, oh, Turtleboy's here. They could be taking a picture. They could be doing something like that. You know, things get out. And then it goes, how's blank's pedo? And then they go, back to prison soon, turtle bitch. Back to prison soon, turtle bitch. That's all it says. So unfortunately, like stuff like this happens all the time with me. It's from one of these burner numbers. You'll never know who sent it. You'll never find it. I mean, it's right here. So this has happened before. Like literally it's been going on. The Krusty crew, I'm not saying she sent it, but like this is her MO and people like her, but it's not just her, it's people like her that do stuff like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like I've gone to police with stuff like this before. They can't do anything about these burner apps. They're like, no one can find it. It gets crazy. I don't even like maybe the FBI could or something like that could, but like your local town police department's not going to have the resources period to like figure that out. You know, I'll get the number is, the number is 508-645-0037. Okay. Now that's not somebody's real number. It's like a burner number. And it tells me how is blank pedo. Okay. So they're calling me a pedo. And then they go back to prison soon, turtle bitch. So I don't know. To me, like for you guys, if you guys got something like that, it might be off-putting. It might be unsettling. I get that. But for me, it's just another day. Like that's the craziest thing. Like, so to me, it's like, I shit like this just happens all the time to me. It's like, I just kind of ignore it. I'm like, oh, it's fucking crazy. Oh, well, you know, but is what it is. So anyway, next up, what do we have here? Sharon Size sends $10 and goes, it's so upsetting to me what they are trying to do to you. I'm looking forward to dismissal, Sharon. I appreciate that, Sharon says. Yeah, you know, it's upsetting to me too. I'm not going to lie. I wish I didn't have these charges. I wish this whole story was done by now, but it's not. And the show goes on. And it's a really important thing to fight. You know, if it wasn't me, dude, they'd do it to somebody down the line. You know, this law is a problem. This statute is a problem. And yeah, they weaponized it against me and they gave me all these charges and they indicted me. And, you know, on paper, I could get 105 years if I was convicted of everything. And I got the maximum, which is unlikely. But, you know, I mean, if I did like 4 to 5 years, it would be fucking hell. Like that's hell. Like 60 days was hell. So like people that are like, oh, he's not going to do. He's not going to 105. He's exaggerating 105. Okay, fine. We'll call it 4 or 5, right? That's fucking horrible too. You think that's good? Like 0 days, 1 day in jail is fucking horrible. Horrible. Like no one should like, you know, go to jail for this. Are you kidding me? I got kids and shit. Like horrible. 60 days was hell. I'm telling you. So the people that are like poo-pooing, oh, 105, he's exaggerating. Okay. Well, not I mean, that's what on paper I could get, but I will concede the point that your point is valid, that like the likelihood of me getting 105 years in jail is like 1 in a million. Right. But like to say that, oh, well, he might just get 6 or 7, you know, or 4 to 5. What do you think? That's fucking good? It's horrible. So anyway, I'm innocent. I haven't done anything wrong. That's the whole point. So thank you very much. Maisie sends $5 and goes, Karen Reed does not control your content. They said she wishes no one controls daddy. I mean, that's very true. I mean, that was the most offensive thing that Tully said in his stupid affidavit. This whole premise that I could be controlled by anyone is absurd. That like, oh, you know, when she would give me information that was off the record, then it was off the record. I couldn't publish it. Like the dash cam videos, like I had those since like September of 2023, right? And I didn't publish them. I could have published them and I wouldn't have gotten in trouble for it. She wouldn't have ever trusted me again. But like, you know, it was just she's a source giving me shit off the record saying, hey, look at this, right? I don't have permission to publish that. So, because it's not in a public court doc yet, and they're holding on to it for strategic purposes or whatever. But like, that happens with reporters all the time. People tell people shit all the time, off and on the record. Okay. Anyway, next. Jenna sends $10, goes, I would like to wish my daughter Karen Lee a happy 19th birthday. We both love you and watch your shows together. Oh, mommy daughter time. Happy birthday, Karen Lee. Hope you have a wonderful day. Sylvia sends $25 and goes, rest in peace to the sweetest little Bubba. Rest in peace, Bubba. Don't know who Bubba is or what species Bubba is, but hopefully Bubba's doing is resting easy. Thank you. Erica sends $5, goes, listen, Turtle, what case are you going to follow next? Everyone is over the drama. Well, my case is what I'm following next is, you know, my case. And so, like I said, the Koberger thing didn't happen. Donna Adelson, I followed that. It's just not the same. It's not the same. So like the cases I'm going to follow are not going to be like, that's just not my niche. My niche is not to be what everyone else is talking about. You know, like I blaze my own trail. Like that's what made the Karen Reed story unique, is that like, yeah, a lot of other content creators did it, but I was the first, you know, and that was my thing. This was my story from not my story, but like, I'm the first person who kind of like put it out there to the world. Like it was there and no one was reporting it. That was the problem. That's what made the whole thing outrageous. Like no one was attending Karen Reed's hearings. The word was not getting out about this. And then I fixed that. And so that was like, I dedicated myself to investigating this story, and people are like, oh, he just took what was fed to him. And I've said that facetiously before. To be clear, I don't actually believe that. Of course, this wasn't just fed to me, right? Like many aspects of the story, if you go through the Canton Cover-Up part 5, all 535 parts of it, there are several parts of this, like, you know, like Canton Cover-Up part, what was it? The one with Ken Berkowitz, where Ken Berkowitz asks the reporter from Boston 25 News to take a tweet down, right? I mean, that wasn't, Karen Reed's team didn't have that, right? I investigated. That's what I found out through my reporting, through my sources, you know, like, so there are a lot of aspects to the story. Jennifer McCabe being at Michael Proctor's house on the 25th, on September 25th. How about the circle jerk party that they all had for Ken Berkowitz's retirement party, and the fact that Brian Albert and Brian Higgins were there? I found that one. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, certainly there's a lot of aspects to this story that like I, you know, got from public court filings. Other stuff, information was given to me by the defense team, mostly including, you know, Karen herself. But a good portion of my reporting was original reporting that wasn't out there to the public yet. You know what I mean? And so there was a lot of that, you know, like for instance, that they spelled everyone's name wrong, that Proctor spelled like 5 people's name wrong. You know, that was one thing when I'm reading the court filings that I thought was important to point out, because I spoke to other police officers about this, and they said, we never spell name wrongs. The idea that you would every single name of every witness, like Sarah Levinson, Julie Nagel, Caitlin Albert, all of them had their names spelled wrong. And like, that's not a coincidence. That can't be a coincidence. That was by design. So yeah. Anyway, that's the truth. And it's all documented. I can prove everything. So is what it is. Okay. Next. All right. Jenna, no, every other one. Kim from Texas McMillan sends $10, goes, we love and support you, Turtleboy. Please tell my amazing hubby Wes of 20 years happy anniversary, and tell him he's my daddy forever and I love him. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you. That's so cool. I always find that inspiring. I'm never going to have that, and I don't want that, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just not the lifestyle. I'm so happy that people do that. I think it's really cool. I'm just not, some people aren't built like that. I'm clearly not built like that. I'm not built to be like Kim, Kim from Texas's husband. Like her husband is probably a much more stable person than I am. Some people are just built differently. So shout out to Kim's from Texas's husband, who is clearly like a very devoted man who loves his wife and just wants her and her alone. And, is built for that. Some people are just built for that. Some of us aren't. It's just how it is what it is. So it's like, and that's cool. That's cool. Some people there's a lot of stigma out there with a lot of people that they're like, especially with women, right? Especially with women, where they're like, oh, you have to settle down and because there's also the baby thing. You want to have babies before your biological clock expires. Right. And I get that. But like a lot of people are just like, well, I have to get, I have to do this. And it's like, once you realize that, like, actually you don't need, you can be okay without that. Right. That life is not a complete failure if it doesn't work out that way. So it's like, I'm really happy. I'm really inspired by people who do that, that people like her who they're having their 20th anniversary tonight. And that's great. And she's clearly very happy. She's clearly very happy in her relationship. And I'm happy for her because that's what makes her happy. And clearly her husband is very happy too. And that's swell. And that's awesome. But like this whole like kind of round hole square peg thing, where like some people just aren't built like Kim from Texas, and they're just not like that. And that's okay too. Because we're all different. So there you go. It's my inspirational thought of the day. All right. Next, Brenda sends $5 and says the phone number that sent you that text is connected to a restaurant in Chilmark on the Cape, according to Deep Dive AI. I mean, it's just a scrambler. That's all it is. It's like, that's what they do is they just create these burner number scramblers that like, it's not actually a number tied to anything. All right. Okay. Let me read some Cash Apps here. All right. Chad has already donated his $6 and he says meal deal on plantation Dunkin' Nuts. Okay, I don't even. Chad always sends me the randomest shit for the randomest amount of money. Thank you, Chad. Carly sends $5 and goes, "We love and support you, free Turtleboy." Well, thank you very much, Carly, and I really appreciate that as well. Okay, cool. All right. Anything else here? All right, go. If anyone else wants to send in their turtle chats, have their messages read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. All right. One sec. All right. Let's do this. All right. So 2 things I want to get to tonight. 3 things I want to get to tonight. I want to get to the Celebrate thing. The Ian Whiffen video. I want to get to Natalie, and I want to start with Paul O'Keefe's side hoe. That's my first story. So I want to get to that first and just go over this because I am going to have a field day with this one. I hate it. Oh my God. Okay. Let's pull this up. Oh my God. The pearl clutching going on with this. From the Turtleboy derangement syndrome people is just wild. Okay. So, all right. As you guys know, in February, I published a story about Mr. Glazed Donut here, Paul O'Keefe, that he had a side hoe who he was using the courtroom cameras to secretly signal with during his brother's murder trial hearings, like the pretrial hearings. And he didn't know her. She lived in New Jersey, and he said he was in love with her, and he wanted to glaze her donut, and he sent weird bathroom selfies to her, and all that stuff, right? And no judgment. I don't really care about that. The part I thought was interesting and newsworthy was the fact that Paul told her that he was drunk when he testified, which you can't be. And the fact that he's like using his brother, the secret signaling, I thought was newsworthy too. Like that he's using this dude's like on camera all the time, staring down Karen Reed, and he's signaling the Guma, who he's never met. And then Aaron just didn't show up for months after that. Is Elwood's in the chat tonight? I don't know. She took down her Twitter like immediately and her Facebook, etc. So anyway, like I said, none of my business, right? So this is Lindsay Stacchini, I think you pronounce her name, from Linwood, New Jersey. And she doesn't actually look like that. Okay, so filters are an amazing thing. Like, so there's that. This is not. There she is. Okay, so there she is with her husband, who is an attorney. I believe his name is Rob Stacchini. There he is. He's an attorney, which she lets you know all the time. And her dad is a judge. She's a big shot. And she's going to let you know about that all the time. And she's a chatterbox. She's a talker. There she goes. So she messages me for the first time. So why am I doing this? People are like, why are you outing this woman? Like, how is this newsworthy? And I'm like, oh, what? Spite. Pure, unadulterated spite. Just to be very clear about that. Oh, a real journalist wouldn't do that. A real journalist wouldn't do that. This is not traditional journalism at all. This is pure, unadulterated fuck you. That's what this is. Spite. Nothing but spite. And if you're like, oh, the real journalist wouldn't do that, you must be new here, because this has been my brand for 11 years. Okay. It's a mixture of things. I do some real journalism, some real investigative reporting, but I also do revenge. I also do spite, right? And I never forget. And if you want to come, if you start coming at me and taking shots at me about my professionalism, and if you join on bandwagons that fucking just try to dogpile on me and do that, that's fine. You have declared war on me personally, and I'm going to take that personally. And it's on. I mean, you can do that if you want. Just understand I'm going to fire back, and you don't get to cry about being bullied when that happened, because you started that shit. That's it. You don't get to just throw punches at Turtleboy, and then Turtleboy doesn't punch back sometimes. Oh, because I'm not allowed to, right? Because you're fighting out of your weight class, because I got the big platform, and you don't. That ain't how it works. Ain't how it works. If you go up to Mike Tyson and punch him in the face, he's going to punch you back, period. You don't get to fucking cry about it afterwards. Right? So that's it. This is a 1000% spite report. That's what this is. Purely. So I want to clear that up. This is not real journalism. This story right here is not real journalism. This is spite. Nothing but pure, unadulterated spite. So there we go. Anyway, now that that's cleared up. So this is how the conversation with her started. Yeah, ask Clarissa. Ask Team Storm. That worked out. They're still doing it, Clarissa. It's Team Storm. If you guys go back, I was listening to Larry Legend's spaces earlier, and he was talking about how like he's new to Turtleboy too, but he's went down the rabbit hole of like Team Storm and all these other people. There was a whole thing called Team Storm that was dedicated, led by a chick called Dump Truck, Shannon LaBerry O'Laughlin. She runs the Turtleboy Secrets account, and they were just dedicated to taking me down. And they called every district attorney in the state. They had this whole thing. He's going down. The storm is coming. That's what they're saying. The storm is coming. Team Storm's coming. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's been 5 years ago. I'm still waiting for the storm. I don't know when the storm's coming. They finally found a receptive audience with Brian Tully, but they've been trying to do shit like this, for a long time. Anyway, back to this. So she goes, "Hey, Daddy. Okay. I have some things I want to share with you, but I'm worried about my identity being shared." Okay. So she starts out by saying, "Hey, Daddy." I see what you're doing there. "I've been in touch with Paul O'Keefe a lot, and I'm a Lexus owner. Same exact car as Karen." Okay. I'm all ears. So she goes, "Right. I mean, he's seen pics, and he has sent pics." I'm like, "What? Dick pics?" "No, shirtless. But he told me about his dick." Fuck, I should not be telling you this. Okay. So who does that? Who describes their dick? He has to have a small dick if he's doing that. I'm sorry. Who describes their dick? Like, who does that? Like, so there's a head. It's about, I don't know, 3 centimeters in diameter. It's shaped like one of the villains from Super Mario 1 that comes across and tries to hit him right at the beat. You jump right on him and dun, dun, dun. That guy. It looks like that. And then there's like a shaft. Okay. And it's, there's like veins. And when they fill up with when the blood flows through them, it grows. So it's like, at least 4.5 inches. And then there's a set of balls in the bottom, and that's where the cum comes from. So that's what my penis looks like. So I guess that's how Paul O'Keefe sexts with people. I don't know. He just describes it. That's what she said it. He was telling me about it. What? Okay. And then she's like, fuck, I should not be telling you this. And it's like, okay, so I see what this girl's I should not be telling you this, but you are telling me this. So I know what you're doing. Okay. She goes on to say, he is also very chatty today. He wants me to fly there and he will pick me up at the airport. This is not the entire conversation. This is bits and pieces of it. Because she'd never shut up. I could not put the entire conversation in there. She never shut up. He wants to fly me there and he will pick me up at the airport. And then she shows receipts of him saying, I'll pick you up. I wouldn't have a car. I would have to rent and deal with that. I'll pick you up. Imagine if you were spotted with me. I'm your cousin, Tennessee Cousins. Isn't that like kissing cousins? So he is definitely trying to hook up. Now, keep in mind, she's also married. She told me that she was separated or going through a divorce or something, but she still refers to this guy as like her husband. Again, none of my business. I don't really care, but whatever. Like, I hope her husband saw this article. That would be fun. I don't know if she knows what he was doing. She wanted to be a secret. Okay. And ethically, I did. Ethically, when she came to me with this, I'm like, in my head, I was thinking, yeah, you're kind of a scumbag too. Also, you're psychotic. Like, who has time for this? Like, what kind of grown ass woman with 2 kids has time in their day to like have a secret relationship with Paul O'Keefe that is entirely fake, right? I mean, or is it? But also she seems kind of in love with him and she just wants to talk about it. It's just like, who has time for this shit? Like, you have to be psycho. But I'm thinking in my head, I just don't care. I just don't care. She's psycho. It's not, I don't care. To me, this story was Paul O'Keefe, that he's doing this and that he's using, it didn't matter. He's still using the courtroom as a way to send signals to this woman. And he's still saying that he testified when he's drunk. And that's what made it newsworthy. So I never really cared for this woman too much. Right. And after you saw in the messages, she didn't shut up ever. She always wanted to talk. She wanted, like, after I wrote this story and like she was very worried that Paul was going to find out who she was and turn on her. And Paul obviously found out, but he didn't turn on her. Like, he's still talking to her. He probably still talks to her to this day. And she would tell me about it and she would like tell me that, it's like, bro, you're crazy. You're obviously a crazy, I don't know who does this, but so I go, how do you know Paul? I don't. From TV. I reached out to him on here and he responded. Then he asked for my number. So she probably messages him and is just like, oh, I saw you on TV. Oh, I'm so sorry about what happened to your brother. But she has ulterior motives because she clearly believes Karen's innocent. She definitely believes that. No doubt about it. But at the same time, like, who does that? Like she wanted to fuck over Paul O'Keefe and embarrass him because he was anti-Karen Reed. But she was also kind of in love with him, I feel like. Like, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. And more than anything, what Lindsay Stacchini wanted to do was be involved. She wanted to be in the thick of it, right? Which is why she's messaging Paul O'Keefe and why she's messaging me. I mean, she's got access to 2 of the biggest players in this whole thing, right? And she was going for the big dog, Karen Reed herself. And so she's like, that's what she really wanted me to do. She wanted me to get to, like, she was doing this to kind of impress Karen Reed, I think. And she was hoping that she could parlay this into seats in the courtroom, which is what she really wanted, seats in the courtroom. And although I obviously told Karen about this story, I don't know if I told her I was publishing it prior to that. I don't remember the order of events, but she didn't really have much to say about it. She's preparing for a murder trial. So this was like kind of basically, she hates Paul O'Keefe. She doesn't keep that a secret. And so I'm sure she kind of enjoyed that. Like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't like, she wasn't like, oh, that's awesome. When are you writing it? Or anything like that. She was just kind of like laughing, like fucking idiot. Like that's how she kind of took it. Yeah, it is kind of like Esty. She's good friends with Esty now too. Shockingly. Good friends with her. So anyway, back to this. So he goes, I saw him on TV. I reached out to him and he responded and asked for my number. If you want to verify me, ask me something about him and I'll find out the answer. I obviously have screenshots. I go, wow. So you saw him on trial, reached out and asked for his number. Was he hitting on you? I have him on my very good side. He cannot find out I'm talking or else he will stop talking. Okay. He won't. He's going to eventually, but obviously right now. The delusion is nuts. I have to pretend I agree with it because he is one angry motherfucker. That's the other thing. She would always come to me and be like, Paul's being so mean today. He's yelling at me today. Why is he being like this? It's like, bitch, you're catfishing. You're fucking with him. What do you care how he's being? You're not actually in a relationship with him. You know that, right? Like he's married and so are you, and you've never met him before and you're trying to fuck him over. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand this woman at all. So can you tell me or no? I can. I just have to think of how to word it. I think he knows they are screwed. I forget what she said here. Doesn't surprise me. I just don't get why he's talking to you at all unless he's trying to hook up. But I have to appease him or he goes nuts. Does that answer your question? I know all about his wife and him and what's going on. He spilled it all. He still sticks to the story that he's very close with his parents and his mother doesn't drink. Last night on the phone, I could hear him chugging drinks. See, that's the kind of shit that I just don't care about. Like she's like, oh, he has a drinking problem. He was being rude to me last night. When Paul drinks, he gets real angry at me. Well, bitch, you're trying to fuck with, you're trying to humiliate him. Like, what are you doing? And his dad had hip surgery and he goes, no, I think she was just like starstruck that she was talking to Paul O'Keefe. I think that's what it was. I don't know. I have no other explanation. And, okay. And so then this is my texts with her. So we went from there to text and I go, sure. I sent it. That message from him. Check your DMs. Call out Paul tonight. Just say, Paul, you may want to think about who you've pissed off. I've gotten a lot of receipts and someone even willing to come on the show. Think about who you reared. Like a douche. That's what he calls me nonstop after I told him it's so rude. So basically she wants me to come on my YouTube presentations and say things to Paul that will make Paul realize that it's coming from her to freak him out without actually saying it. But it's like, so you do want him to know that we're talking, right? Like, what do you want? What the fuck do you want? Like, this whole thing was a fucking game to this woman. She's like a fucking child, and this whole thing was like a game to her. And she's like trying to get me to fuck with him a little bit, but like, don't go too far. And then also he can't know it's me. He can't know I'm doing this to him. Like, bitch, what did you think was going to happen? Literally playing with fire. Yeah. Manipulative. You think? That might be the understatement of the century. Yeah. And she wanted to be part of the story. Exactly. That's exactly what she wanted to do. And she just is bored. I don't know if she clearly has a void in her life. And that's the problem with this Karen retrial for a lot of people is it just filled a void for people who had not a lot. I mean, for a lot of us, we got real into it, but we also have like life and shit. You know what I mean? We got kids, we got bills, we got jobs, we got a lot of stuff. For some people, it was everything. It was fucking everything. Like their life had a serious void in it that was just gone. And it is what it is. So anyway, back to this. Call Paul out tonight. No, I already read that one. If he messages me, I'll send it to you and you can blow it up. If he says what he's talking about, did you tell him? I'll send you it. I know he's stalking my Facebook. I feel like putting turtle time as my status. He would fucking have me murdered. But am I willing to show my part? I have to think about it. Oh my God. And this is what she did the whole time. It's like, I have to think about it. Bitch, then why are you telling me all this shit? If you don't, you clearly want me to blow this up, but you just don't. Ugh. I had to play along to get the answers I wanted. You jackass. You said you didn't even see him do it. I definitely did. He's so bad at oh, this is the signal. Oh, I think I asked him. I'd have to go back and watch that YouTube presentation. This is during a show. It's at 9:54, right? So that must have been during the show. She messaged me and I must have said something like, hey, Paul, did you do the signal today? Because this is before I wrote the story. So she's like watching this and I'm like giving Paul kind of subliminal hints that she's telling me to give him. And you know what I mean? It's like not telling me to give him, but I'm like, you know, like, oh, I wonder what the signal is today. Stuff like that. I'd have to go back and look at what I said, but I mean, this was all her and I'm just whatever. I'm like, sure, whatever. Did he do it or you never noticed? Maybe he didn't. I definitely swore I saw. I have to go back. Shut up. Pretend you think he is giving you the finger. He's going to fucking know it's me. I go, you said you saw it too. He did it a lot. He just isn't good. This is the signal. He thinks he's being slick, but he will know I told you. Say you thought he was giving the finger or how he usually is wiping his nose. Maybe he does Adderall. Just did it again. He did the signal again. He did? What? Shut up. Keep it up with the bartender. Drunk in court. I love when you talk to him like he's listening. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, so this has been going on for like 3 weeks now. And I'm like, when do I get to write about this? That's what all I want to know. It's like, when do I get to fucking tell the story? Because I'm sitting on this really interesting and funny story that Paul O'Keefe is doing this in court. And the only person in the world I could talk to about it is her. And I can't stand her already because she doesn't shut up. I don't want to talk to her. And I feel like after a while, I'm like, she wants this. She's just looking for a reason to talk to me exclusively. And so I'm like, you know, and like some people thought that, you know, some people like, I don't think she wanted me. I don't know. She never like hit on me. I mean, she called me daddy. That's usually a sign, but you know, a lot of people call me daddy in fairness, but like, you know, the way she said it and she just seems like the type like that would, you know, whatever. Like I have no, she never hit on me directly or anything like that, but I think cause you know, I was spoken for. So I think she understood that. But you know, I don't know. She never went there if she actually did feel that way. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, she needed to someone. This is it. She just wanted to brag about it. You know what I mean? She was so proud of herself that she was doing this. And like, she wanted to brag to me about it, but she also didn't want me to like blow it up because then she would be busted. You know, I think that's what she was doing. I go, I want to write about it today. I'm not ready to share it because I have him talking again. What do you mean? He's opening up again about the trial, what he thinks. I'm hinting about drinking. Right now, I have to take my son to the orthodontist. I'll message you when I'm done. I think we have enough. She sent me a whole bunch of screenshots by then. I got enough here. If he starts acting like a dick, you can have him hit. I'm not ready. Please don't. So basically, if she gets mad at him, because she's like acting like she's in a real relationship, and if they get in a real relationship fight, then she's like, then you can out him. Well, okay, sure. I just want to write the story, but it was always like one more day with her. It was always just like, oh, I got him talking again. I think he's going to say something. I think he's going to talk about this in writing and then you can use this. So I'm like, but then nothing would ever come of it. I got all the good shit earlier on. And after a while, I'm like, she just wants to talk to me, huh? Okay. I go, I don't know what you mean by not ready. Call me when you're free. I just don't want to do it yet. I wanted to wait closer till trial. I'll call you later. Like, why would she wait closer to trial? Like, so it's just like, so you're going to do it, but you just want to do it strategically? Like, this chick's diabolical. I go, so I'm not sure what your plan is, but I have plenty to write the story, so I'm going to. And do what with it? I think I should see it before it. No, bitch, that ain't how it works. You don't get like editorial control. I mean, I look like some whore. Oh, yeah. Oh, you definitely looks like you, because that's what you are. you're quite literally cosplaying as his side whore, but not actually fucking him. Like, it's weird. You're worse than his whore. Like, you are, if you're worried about looking that way, it's because you are. Like, you're not a good person. I'm happy to take your story, but I still think you're kind of a piece of shit. But also, fuck Paul O'Keefe. You know, like, that was my thought on it. But I mean, I look like some whore. I have no idea what you're even writing. I really wish you would wait. What I'm doing with it, I'm planning on writing a story about it. If I thought there was any chance you could get more out of them, I'd wait. But we've been doing this for a couple weeks, and it's just the same nonsense every day. Have you asked him those questions I asked you to ask him? I've told you a few times I plan on writing this. So there was like, as a journalist, I'm like, well, what else would I like to know? I would like to hear, one thing I would like to hear are his thoughts about me. Like, that's one thing I wanted to hear. Like, what do you think about, oh, and the fake victim thing. I wanted to see if I could get him to confess to that. Like, see if he'll admit in writing that he brought Lindsay Stacchini to court with him to kick me out of the courtroom. Cause that's something I could use. Right. And so I'm like, if you want to be useful, ask that. He never fucking did. She never did. So she's like useless. So she's just dragging this along, you know, so she can just keep talking to me, keep talking to Paul, and keep living this fake life where she's in love with Paul. And they're like, it's just weird, you know? So yeah, she didn't ask him those questions. He responds the best when I ignore him and make him chase me. That's when I get all of my info. It's like, dude, I'm done playing these fucking games with you, girl. Oh, we have to do it. No, I'm not. I don't. Then tomorrow you'll be like, oh my God, Paul is so mad at me today. Shut up. As far as he goes, it doesn't matter. He's obviously going to know I was fucking with him the whole time, and he's going to torture me and make my life a living hell and absolutely hate me. As he should. As he should. 1,000%. Why? Of course he's going to hate you. Duh. How do you think the story ends? Like, do you want him to be? That's why I think she's actually in love with him. Like, she wanted to like be happy with it. Like, it was weird. But you know who's actually gonna not like this? Who you should be much more worried about? Your husband. That gotta be your actual partner with whom you have children and a home. I'd be much more worried about what he thinks than what Paul's going to think. But I digress. Because I have empathy and I don't want to watch people suffer. You're literally watching. And a lot of the stuff he told me is about very personal parts of his life in childhood. I would not want to share something like that. Oh, you cunt. Oh my God. That's low. I mean, what, fuck Paul O'Keefe, but that's low as shit. I mean, this chick had no morals, no ethics to say something like that. Like, she's actually talking to him about his personal life and shit. It reminds me of, what was her name? Christopher's chick from The Sopranos, Adriana Lacerdo. Was that her name? I forgot her last name. Hot chick. Some people think she should play Kearney in the movie. Adrian, what the fuck's her name? Whatever. So she had her best friend, she thought was her best friend. They were going out clubbing and doing all this stuff. Was an FBI, undercover FBI agent. And like when Adriana found out about her, right? It was like, she's like, I can't believe you could do this to me. Dre DiMatteo, that's her name. Dre, that's what it is. Yeah. You know, how could Lacerda, Adriana Lacerda, that's her name. Yeah. So she was like, how, you know, like, but she got to know her like personally. She's like, I told you all about my personal life. It's like, bitch, she was fucking with you. And you're doing the same. You're just fucking with him. Who cares if he told you all this shit? Yeah, you shouldn't feel bad about it all because you're undercover, right? The whole purposes of this is you're undercover. I wouldn't do it. I mean, this is weird. Who has time for this shit? But anyway, Danielle, that was the name. That was Adriana's best friend in The Sopranos. That she was like so betrayed by it. I just remember that. She's like, how could you do this to me? Bitch, because she works for the FBI. Because she was fucking with you the whole time. Now, what do you think? I'm asking you for 24 hours to get the answers. Okay. I go, I don't care about that stuff. You know the question. I don't care about any of this. He thinks I was in Boston last week and I never called him. I really wish I could somehow make him think that I met you and that this kind of accidentally came out so I don't look like a total effing douchebag. No, there's no way you don't look like a douchebag. He's going to hate you no matter what. So you're going to have to end this eventually and never talk to him again. Are you actually in love with him? Ew. For fuck's sake. I go, well, you said you couldn't stand him. So then why do you give a shit? You're right. You say you hate him. So what do you care if he gets mad at you? I just feel bad because I lied to him, manipulating him to trust me. And I'm like, well, you did. She goes, thanks. Like, this is the most telling part of the conversation. When she's like, I just feel bad. I lied to him, manipulating him to trust me. Thanks. Yeah, well, you did. Thanks. It's like, yeah, I just put a mirror up to your face and it's like, this is who you are. This is what you're doing. You're clearly proud of it. And then you're just like, but I'm a good person, right? I'm not a bad person. Why are you saying I'm a bad person? Because you're horrible. You're fucking, I'll take it. I'll take it. You've given me an interesting story, but you're a huge piece of shit. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. You know? And again, I was willing to keep her identity a secret just not because I had to. I could have put it out the whole time, but just because she was like, seemed like a supporter. You know, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do you solid. You gave me a good story. I'll keep you, whatever. But you want to start throwing punch. You want to start talking shit about me. You want to start running your cock kisser. And that's what it is. A cock kisser. Your lips. That's all they're good for. Right. You want to start running your mouth about me and trying to kick me while I'm down. That's what really pissed me off is these motherfuckers who start doing this shit when it becomes trendy to do it. And they think, oh, now's my chance. I'm going to kick him when he's down. Oh, I never forget. Those are the motherfuckers I hate the most. Those are the motherfuckers I never forget, ever. The people that turn on you when they think that you're down because, oh, cool, this is a chance. No, motherfucker, I'm never down for good. You might knock me down once, but I get back up. I get back up every single time, and I come back stronger. I'm like Rudy up in this bitch, okay? You will never stop me, ever. Don't ever think it. Same stature as Rudy too, right? And you'll never stop it. Okay. I'm never going away. And you will never, like, you might think I'm down. Oh, this is my chance to jump on him because it's trendy and other people doing it too. Big mistake. Big mistake. Because nobody knew who you were before this, Lindsay. Nobody knew who you were. Whenever people Google your name now, for the rest of time, until you fucking die, this article is going to come up. This thing. When your kids Google you, this is what they're going to see their mother doing. This. You are a tremendous piece of shit. And all you had to do to prevent the world from knowing who you are is not fucking take shots at me. That's it. Not take shots at me. That's it. You did this to yourself because you are a fucking retard. You could have used a fake account to shit on me. But you did it from your real account, the Elle Woods account that I knew you ran. So I knew it was you doing that. And so I take that shit personally, period. And I'm a vengeful cunt. I don't know. People are always award-winning journalist. Award-winning journalists can't be a vengeful cunt. I'm a unique kind of combination of that. I'm both an award-winning journalist and a vengeful cunt. Yeah. So you should have read up about me a little more, dear. Because I'm so happy. That's my favorite part about this for Lindsay. Is that whenever people Google her name forever, this is the first thing that's going to come up. And there's nothing she can do about it. Nothing. Immediately, she will be synonymous with piece of shit for the rest of her life. And it's one of the few things that both the antis and the pro-Karen Reed people can agree on, right? Is that, like, you're a piece of shit. The antis ain't going to have your back. Usually that's what happens when Turtleboy turns on you or something. You got to run to the antis and the Isle of Misfit Unfuckable Losers headed by President Krusty Panties, right? And you can go over there and they'll accept. Oh, they ain't accepting you. Oh, no, fuck no. No. They'll accept Lindsay Stacchini. They will accept a lot of fucking people. They ain't accepting you. You did that to Paul O'Keefe, okay? You did that to a member of the fucking O'Keefe family. They will never forgive you for that. And now no one on our side is going to forgive you either. You got nothing. You got fucking nothing. Now you got, where are you going to go? Who you got? Who you got? Maybe you should just stick to your family. Just stick to your family and friends. Make amends. Go to church. Find Jesus. Do something. Get your fucking life together. You can be friends with Esty. That's true. Esty. You got Esty. That's always the option. Maybe Twisted Tragedies to take you in. I don't know. Probably not. But some might. You know, you might find a couple that'll take you in. We'll see. Okay. So I go, honestly, she goes, you should just go on my Facebook page and write, hey, it was really good talking to you last night. Talk again soon. She wanted me to do that, and I did. He stalks my Facebook, and I guarantee I will hear from him within seconds, and at least then I'm not totally shocking him. So you want Paul O'Keefe to see the fact that you are friends with me, and you think that he's not going to lose his mind over that. Okay. What are you trying to do? Then he will hate me, and I won't feel bad anyway. I go, well, sure. One more fucking hoop you want me to jump through, but I'm writing it tomorrow. Just write something like, thanks for having an honest and good talk last night. It'll give him a heads up. Then she goes, don't threaten to put something out there I haven't approved of, please. Oh, dear, it's not a threat. It's not a threat. I'm not threatening to put anything out there that you haven't approved of. I don't need your approval. I'm not seeking your approval. I'm not threatening to do something. I'm not asking to do something. I'm just doing it. Period. I think what I did was nice and brought entertainment. I think what I did was nice. You fucking lied to a man for 2 months because who you didn't know, the only thing you know about him is his brother was murdered. And you're like, I'm going to fuck with him for 2 months and then tell Turtleboy about it so he can shame him. But I think what I did was nice and brought entertainment. But yeah, it brought entertainment to me and only me. That's the problem. I entertain others. I'm not here to be entertained. I'm the entertainment. Okay. And so like, that's what you're not understanding. I have other stuff too, but now I don't want to come out with it. Right. Okay. I don't want to come out with it because I do things on my time. So she's trying to be like, oh, well, I have other stuff too I haven't given you. So if you publish it now, you're not going to get it. Bitch, you got shit. You gave me all the good shit. Fuck you. If I find out you just start blabbing everything I told you, which I never even sent you half of it, I will be mad and have something to say. Oh, cool. No, I should be able to know exactly how this is going down. I feel a bit used. Wait till you see how Paul O'Keefe feels. I feel a bit used. Oh my God. Holy tone deaf. You are being used. Without a doubt, I am using you. I want to be very clear, Lindsay. I am using you. I don't like you. I think you're a morally bankrupt piece of shit, but also I can use you. You're also somewhat useful, right? Because you're still exposing Paul O'Keefe, which I appreciate that. So with that, you hit the nail on the head. I am 1000% using you because that's all you're worth. You are something that men can use. That's it. You have no fucking value in life. Like none. We spoke for over 8 hours on the phone. Oh my God. I could easily sit and tell you things he said. My credibility is very good. I am a psychologist. You can do a search on me. I did. She is. I don't know if she's still licensed, but imagine this chick was your shrink, but you want to write the stuff about him being drunk in court. He hates Yannetti, hates Jackson. Okay, well, I figured that. Things he said on the phone are not useful because it's hearsay. I need screenshots. If you have anything he said in writing, send it so I can include it. Who's going to see this? She goes, just your page? I go, what? My page? I'm writing a story on it. She goes, I'm going to go through the only text stream I have left. I erased the early ones. He went on a 30-minute rant about McCabe and made her out to be the blessed mother. But then he was on the phone, but that was on the phone. Again, it's useless then. I could get him to put it in writing, but you want it as it LA. Okay, yeah, send the screenshots. I don't have them. You'd have to let me bring her up, which at this, she's just asking for more time. It's just a delay, which at this point, I'm just going to say I'm coming to Boston in a few weeks. Where do they hang out? I go, okay, are you going to do that? It's been a few weeks now. I may want to meet them. Aidan, you said you were using this before the trial. It's February. Yes, February is before the trial. I needed the extra month. You're acting like Auntie Bev, taking your ball and going home. If that was an outburst, what was? Okay, real cute. You want to know about the juror? He said he watched some of it. You saw, he said Jackson caught red-handed lying, so I need to get McCabe info in writing. He called you a turtle douche. Again, none of this is interesting. I go, I wanted you to ask the questions I sent you. I worded them specifically. Like, I don't care about any of this shit. I have them. I feel like telling them I spoke to you. You're a jerk. I don't like you very much. Yeah, okay. Hey, bitch, wait till you hear what I think of you. Wait till you hear, you know? Okay. Is everyone from Boston like this? You're acting like I'm getting paid. No, you're not. That's what's even more pathetic about this is you have all this time to do this for free. For free. I go, I don't want to do it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine, but you offered to. I do. I just wish you would be a little more calm. I go, you're not being paid. You reached out to me with this info weeks ago. You knew I was going to write about it, or else you wouldn't reach out. I want him to stop getting drunk, playing with firewood and gasoline with his kid in the house. Like, again, see, this is what I mean. I want him to stop getting drunk, playing with firewood and gasoline with his kid in the house. And it's like, she wants me to be like, what? Tell me that story. I'm like, I don't care about that. I don't care because she sounds like his wife. She sounds like she really likes him. Oh my God, he's just out of control. When he drinks, he just gets so aggressive and this and that. Bitch, you're not really his wife. You know that, right? You're just fucking with him like that. You're literally fucking with him, but you're kind of in love with him. It's weird. Paul's got 2 kids. I thought you would be a little bit nicer. I am being nice. I love your shows and watch all of them. By the way, who is that ugly lady that was in the car? The scariest teeth ever. Oh, Jill Daniels. Okay. Because I knew who he was a bitch, who he acts like he is on his period. How is I supposed to know? Terrifying. Okay. Okay. So you interviewing Tristan the other day, right? Okay. There's Paul. Bathroom selfies. I'm asking this today. I'm just coming right out with it. He will probably be suspicious, but I don't care. I don't know. If you ask him those questions above today, I can use that. If not, I have plenty, and I don't think they're going to get anything else useful. Thank you. Let me know what he says. Are you naming me as a source? Then she goes, I'm getting Botox at 11. Otherwise, I'll be working on this. Of course you are. Of course you are sending me all this information and fucking with Paul O'Keefe between Botox sessions. Of course you are. Sent him the first question. So let the crime scene talk to me and stuff. Huh? I'm not naming you as a source. Paul will know it's you, though. I'm going to have to block him. Dude, I found screenshots, erased conversation. I don't think I sent it to you either. I found a lot. She's trying to keep me going here. He's answering questions. He's calling Jackson shit for murder, for representation of a murderer. Again, I don't care about any of this. My husband represents killers. Everyone's entitled to an attorney. Yep. Okay. Karen. Okay. I'm like, yep. Card. And it can be made known. My husband is an attorney. My father's a judge. Criminal for 19. Oh, God. Criminal for 19. So he doesn't want to fuck with me. Right on my Facebook page. That will send him spiraling. And then I'm blocking him. Okay. So I'm like, how do I put this up? She wants me to write on her page. He creeps on my page all the time. You have to write. I'm so glad we finally got to talk. You are very smart, and I'm glad we got in touch. You could say you met me. He thinks I was there. You could say it was great meeting you. That will kill him. She wants to kill him. He's going to start texting you crying. I thought you messaged him while he testified. No, okay. And I'm trying to put the timeline together. My dad is a judge. Do you think he's going to contact my family? Okay. I don't know what he's going to do, bitch. I just want you to stop talking. I run into the craziest bitches between her and Natalie. These bitches do not, her and Natalie are basically the same person. They don't shut up, either of them. And they both like want to impress and be around Karen Reed. That's like, there is a real cult of this. Like they say I run a cult, but I don't have like people like this that like want to be this fucking close to me. Like it's weird. Like there's a lot of people that just want to be fucking close to Karen Reed. A lot of them. And it's fucking weird. Like she does, Esty, obviously, Natalie. I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of them. You go down the list. It's like, there's a lot of people that just want to be fucking friends with Karen Reed. It's bizarre. Like it's weird, but anyway, back to this. Like, I'm just trying to get the timeline straight. At some point you reached out to Paul. That's the time. Do you ever? Okay. Do you have any Facebook messages with him so I can verify it's him? Okay. Did he ever invite you into court? All right. Anyway, I'm working on the story. I'm going to say, please don't do the story tonight. Again, it's always some reason. I have to sit my kid's father down and tell him everything first. He needs to know or he will flip out, and it could affect our separation. You think? The fact that you're having an online relationship, why would she even need to tell him if I'm not going to name you? But then I would assume what was going to happen when I hit publish with the story. I'm like, Krusty Panties is going to have her fucking docs within 5 minutes. I assumed that. And I'm shocked to this day that I had to be the one to do it. I thought for sure the baddies were going to do it. This is one of the most egregious things. People go after like Karen Reed people, free Karen Reed people for anything. Remember, the trolls are vicious to Karen Reed people. I can't think of somebody who would have been a bigger target for the anti-Karen Reed people than the woman who pretended to be in love with Paul O'Keefe just to fuck with his emotions prior to the trial. I can't think of anybody who is more detestable than she is to the other side. So I figured when I wrote this that Paul O'Keefe was going to be like, oh my God, fucking bitch, fuck her, and go right to Krusty and be like, here's the woman who did it. I'm sure Krusty messaged him and was like, hey, do you want to tell me who that is? I am shocked to this day that none of the antis outed this woman. I thought that was I didn't want to tell her that, but I'm like thinking in my head, bitch, they gonna out you. You know that, right? They are going to out you, and they are going to dox you, and they are going to fuck with you. But I didn't want to tell her that because I wanted the story. You know what I mean? I didn't give a fuck if they did that to her. Let them have her. Fuck her. She's a piece of shit. I don't care if they do that to her. Fuck her. She kind of deserves it, But it is weird, right? Don't you guys think that's weird that they never blew her up? To this day, I don't understand how that never happened. So clearly I think Paul just still likes her. I think Paul still like talks. I think afterwards she was just like, I still love you. I guarantee something like that happened. I'm sorry, baby. We can still be together, right? I guarantee something like that happened. All right. I'm going to say, please don't do it. I go, he's going to find out either way. So I'd take your social medias down. He doesn't know anything about this. And if he found out through anyone but me, it would be really bad. Well, I wanted to publish tonight. Okay. Yeah. I just called my husband's paralegal. Somebody texted me this, and I think this makes sense. They said they didn't blow her up because Paul probably told her not to, so that her identity didn't get back to Erin. That actually makes sense. It's like not letting Erin find out this woman's identity. That would make sense. But if you were Erin, wouldn't you demand her identity? If you're like, that would be a condition of you still living here, Paul, is who is this cunt? Give me your fucking name. Like that would be the number. If I was Erin O'Keefe, that like your shit is going to be on the lawn in 5 fucking seconds if you don't tell me this hoe's name, period. So how did Erin not like demand the name, Anyway, I also text Paul that you are a miserable human being, and I hope you learn happiness and how to treat others. He hates me already. I took the hard workout. And if he answers anything out of line, fuck it. I won't wait to talk to my husband. So she's like basically trying to get him to get mad at her so that she won't feel bad about doing this, you know? Where do you publish the stories? I have like a whole website, tvdailynews.com. I definitely can't have it published before hearing or seeing it. Oh, you don't have a choice. I go, you know what it's going to be. No, I really don't. You do. Paul O'Keefe got fucking tricked into being in a relationship with, I mean, it's not catfished because she was using her real identity with him. Like Paul knew her real name. He knew her, what she looked like with a lot of filters, but still knew what she looked like, etc. I go, we've been over this. Paul O'Keefe is using the murder trial of his brother to pick up women, and he says he might have been drunk when he testified. That's the story. I don't know you. You may be making me look like a fucking foolish schoolgirl. Oh, you are. You're an anonymous foolish schoolgirl. You don't like me. You don't know me. You have no reason to cover for me. But I think if you made me look bad, it got out, it wouldn't look good. So I'm hoping you don't make me look like an idiot if it even gets published. I'll go, oh, it's going to get published. And all I'm doing is telling the story. I hope you make it clear that I was playing a part to get that info. Oh, yeah, I think people are going to pick up on that you are a deceitful cunt. I think people are going to pick up on that you definitely were playing a part. Although, were you? Like, were you, though? Because I think you were also kind of in love with him. Like, it's bizarre. I go, it's going to get published. She goes, that's not cool. Like, you came to a reporter. You never asked for that. You never said any of this is off the record. Nothing. I was not sitting around sexting this guy for fun. Oh, yes, you were. What was it for work then? Were you getting paid? What do you mean you weren't sexting him for fun? And if someone told you they don't want something released, I would hope you wouldn't. I go, don't blame me. You did this. All of it. You went out of your way to fuck with Paul. Then you sent it all to me. You're not a victim. Thank you. I'm going to go to my husband's office now to talk to him. Where will this be published? I'm sure he will want to know every detail. And it was written and published in Massachusetts. AKA, she's like, my husband's going to come after you, like legally. I'm outside my husband's office. Can you please let me know where this article will be, please? When I said you could use this, I thought you meant talking about it on the show. I don't consent to a formal article with my texts in it. First of all, I don't need your fucking consent. You already sent me all the texts. I don't need to. None of this was off the record at all. All of it was on the record, as a matter of fact. And so you don't consent to it. So she thought I was just going to do a show on it. What is my show? Private? What's the difference? You write about it, do one on a show. It's out there anyway. So she's clearly like trying to like threaten me a little bit here. I don't consent to a formal article. I know you don't care, but I'm making it known that I don't. I don't care if you tell everyone my quotes, but I never, ever even knew you published articles. How do you not know that? I agreed to you discussing this on your show. So please tell me again where this will be because I never knew about it. Okay. And then she sends me Paul's text messages where he tells me he was drunk till 6 a.m. She goes, that's the money shot. I'm your boyfriend. His wife is going to die. Fucking die. Jen McCabe. So I publish it. And then that's a sex cult night. And I was going to discuss it on Sex Cult. So she's like, how do I join? I guess people want to see the stupid story. I'm so scared. I blocked his number. I know he's going to come at me. I kind of want to see what he'll say. You better defend me. Then she goes, I'm not a mistress. I was laughing my ass off at him. It would be better if you were. Like, that would be more respectable if you were having an affair with them, like you were actually his mistress. But like, it's even worse what you're doing. You know? At least the FBI gets paid to be in the FBI. Like, and they're going after like gang. Like, you're doing this to Paul O'Keefe. I know he's a dick, but Jesus Christ, lady. I was laughing my ass off at him, and I am hot. I am hot. I gave you the best story. He's a loser. I made fun of him as soon as he started acting foolish. I feel bad. I shouldn't have done this. Too much. Make up your fucking mind. Good morning to everyone but Paul O'Keefe. I'm sure he's still drinking. That was insane. I can't even imagine if I didn't block his number. I may unblock. The voice clip was like a train wreck. They just keep getting worse. Alan and Karen are doing pirouettes today. This is what she really cares about. This is like impressing Karen. Paul O'Keefe told Higgins to hold my 15 beers. I just watched again and my sides hurt from laughing. I wonder how Paul is. Have you heard anything? I unblocked him. I haven't heard anything. I'm sure the hatred he has for me is off the charts. I'd be afraid to go near that man. Well, I've heard nothing, so we'll see how court is on Tuesday. I swear I feel like a disgusting human for doing this. You should, because he trusted me. But it's fucking hysterical. Oh, she's such a piece of shit. I go, well, he's an idiot because he doesn't even know you. You better keep me posted. When I feel really bad, I think about all the shit he did to you and Karen. He knows he's sunk. Nothing he could say or do. I had him trapped. We actually really shut him up. You have to let me know if any drama comes about. I can't believe no one had come after me, like any of his people. Anyway, get him, Alessi, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then she saw, like, this is 5 days later at court, somebody had a sign with Paul O'Keefe's picture on it that said, this isn't a dating app. And she's like, oh my God, that sign. I can't, I'm dead. Baby Jesus, what did I start? I go, he seemed pissed at me in court that day. He did not like me that day. I just want to move on from it, but I was actually feeling bad for him. And then he texted me. You know what he's mad about? The picture. Not his brother's trial being made into a mockery, not hurting his wife. He's mad about the picture being released. So this is how I know this woman's just like Paul. This is why it probably hasn't come out, because Paul's just a fucking retard. And he's just like, why'd you do that? You know, I thought you loved me. And I guarantee they're probably still sexting and shit. I guarantee it. I go, what did he say? He didn't think he could hate his life anymore, but because of me, his life is ruined and I'm evil and the devil and blah, blah, blah. You are. His niece saw the picture. How fucking dare I? I mean, he deserves it. He deserves that, you know? I feel like such a piece of scum, but fuck him. Never mentioned I dishonored his brother or his mom. Nope. His picture, all about him still, and used his niece seeing his picture as a way to really make me feel like shit. He's scum. Watching you on Young Jerks. Awesome job. I forgot to tell you, I could probably find it. Okay. Anyway, she just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. Okay. And then she like tries to be helpful with my cases, saying that like when I had a bail revocation hearing coming up for the window intimidation, she's like sending me shit. Then she's like, my dad and my husband both said they have no case. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Someone will be looking into their rulings today and seeing which way she usually sways. They have the percentages of revoking bail. Okay. Remember when all the turtle riders were saying they couldn't wait for the rage text from Paul? Oh, they are in full effect today. So you're still talking to him 2 months later. Of course you are. Drunk as hell yesterday. Tortured me all day. Yeah, you're a real victim. Pretending he was female. But he knows details no one knows. Okay. And it's just like she just keeps talking. I don't even know what she's talking about here. I don't care about any of this shit. Dude, look at her talk. Talk, talk, talk. Your boy is drunk and insane, texting me like a maniac, threatening me. I'm about to fucking call the cops. Show me. Of course she doesn't show me. He found my Reddit page. Then he said, how is Lucy? That's my dead dog. How did he find me, Aidan? I don't care about any of this shit. I don't care. Oh, Paul's over there. This is when, that's when Peggy testified. Oh, Paul's over there. Over where? Here? Ew. She doesn't even get it. So then she goes, we appreciate you. This is around the end of the trial. Oh, this is when I went to my trial with the fake victim. Praying for you today. Lots of love for you and the children. We appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Then June 20th. So happy for you. I was crying my eyes out when I saw you cry. You started this. Oh, how about this? So now she's like Turtleboy bad. She's taken the position that I had like nothing to do at all with, the verdict or anything like that. Or like she's taken that position. There's a lot of people who have jumped on that train, and that's fine. That's their opinion. But it's so funny. Then you go back and read them all. Like the people that are coming for me now, you just go back on their timeline and they were sucking my fucking dick 2-3 months ago. All of them. The kangaroo lady there, go back on hers. I retweeted some of her classics today. Oh, kissing my fucking ass. And then something happens. One fucking thing happens. And they lose their fucking mind. And that's immediately, Turtleboy derangement syndrome sinks in. Like you see it happening in real time. They just snap. They go from you are the greatest thing since sliced bread to you are fucking the biggest piece of shit ever. And you're all I'm going to talk about now too. My entire timeline for fucking 3 weeks is going to be you just talking about what a bad person you are every fucking day, even though I don't live anywhere near you, right? I've never met you. I never will meet you. Nothing like that. But every fucking day I am going to wake up and rage tweet about you because you are what I think. I could, fucking plant a garden or, feed the homeless or go for a jog or do some overtime or something like that. No. I'm just going to sit here and rage tweet about Turtleboy, whose knob I was slobbing over 3 months prior to that. Okay. Yeah, I'm so happy for you. You started this. I'm glad I got to be part of it with taking down Paul O'Keefe. Yeah, you're a real part of it. Hopefully one day I'll get to meet you. Come to Malden. Come to the Halloween party on the 24th. Maybe we can meet you there. Do a girl a favor and follow me on Twitter. Maybe repost some of my stuff. Help a whistleblower out. So that we were all happy then. And then August 2nd, Dara, Dag Nabbit, posts something on Twitter that caught my attention. So Dara's a crazy person on Twitter who just fucking drama shits all day. But I saw something on here where she outed Paul O'Keefe's side mistress. But she thought the woman, the mistress, wasn't real. She goes, her cover story is that she's a drop-dead gorgeous former NFL cheerleader, a licensed psychologist, the wife of an attorney, the daughter of a prominent criminal judge, and the sister of a murder victim whose murder involved police. So some of those things are true about her. So, but Dara is so retarded that she thinks that this woman's not real. No, she's real, Dara. She's just using a filter. That's it. So Dara realizes after a while that the woman is actually real, and she takes her post down. So Dara actually doxed her first and then took it down. I believe that's how it went. And so she goes, I guess she assumed that since I'm not shy about challenging Turtleboy, that I might be willing to help her get revenge on Turtleboy. So I'm like, why is she mad at me? She claims that Turtleboy screwed her over and she wants revenge because Turtleboy ruined her life. So she's going around. She's clearly telling people this. She had clearly gone to Dara and told her that I ruined her life. And so I'm seeing this on Dara's post and I'm like, okay, so I confront her with it. I'm like, what's up with this? Oh, she's a psycho. She called me and I called her. I go, you think I screwed you over? She thought I was a bot. And I was working with some guy named Anthony Sanchez. She knows my full name, address, and number. And I didn't give it to her. I just want to know why you felt screwed over. How did I screw you over? Why are you telling people this? I didn't, I didn't know you had stories. I just thought it was the live show that it would be on. So would that be, a lot of people watch the live show too. So I told her I was afraid about the story being published in that manner. I told you all that. I didn't want it released. So she's going to these people and she's complaining that Aidan's a douchebag because I published the story that she came to me with. That's what she's mad about. This is why Turtleboy bad, because I published the story that she voluntarily handed to me that showed the world what a piece of shit she was, even though I kept her a secret. I didn't say her identity. She knows she's lying. I would love to know who doxed me, who knows my full name. Okay. I finally got Paul O'Keefe to leave me the hell alone, and now she's starting this shit and letting all these freaks know my name, my phone number, my parents' info. I don't get it. What? And then she's suggesting that either me or Meredith put her phone number out there. I don't even know what the bitch is talking about. You know? I don't talk to Dara. I don't know. Well, Meredith does. Okay, well, I don't control her. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't like, what does this have to do with me? Then I confronted Meredith and Dara and took everything down because she knows she's fucking lying and won't give me back. Okay. Bitch is just talking about Paul on Reddit. And she's like, don't come at me. This is what she tells me. Well, you got the story and I got destroyed online by Paul. As you should. You're a Lindsay. What aren't you getting about this? You're a piece of shit. Like, you're a horrible person. You did a horrible thing to Paul O'Keefe that I enjoyed very much, because Paul O'Keefe should have horrible things happen to him because he's a horrible person. But you're also a piece of shit, a huge piece of shit. You're not innocent. Like, this is just crazy to me. Crazy. You know, she goes, don't come at me. Don't come at you? Pardon? I'm like, what? I don't even know what this is, but I have not said a damn word. I've dealt with Paul in silence. I told you what I said. Okay. I go, what did you stand up for me about? Anyway, she just went on and on and on. And then finally, I didn't talk. Last time I talked to her was in like early August. Like, she's telling me about all this shit. I'm like, oh my God, I don't give a fuck about your problems. I'm facing 105 years in jail. I don't care about your fucking problems that you created for yourself, you know? And she claims she's coming up here for JFK's little party there on May 24th. I mean, I don't know if it's like, they'll probably welcome her with open arms now because she's going to be like, I'm a victim of Turtleboy, whatever. But like, they probably also have to be thinking, you're a gigantic piece of shit. Like, you are a morally bankrupt fucking weirdo, you know, just a weirdo. So anyway, she goes, I'd rather feed my money to the devil himself, she calls me. The devil himself. Yikes. So again, that's ultimately, Lindsay, that tweet right there, that if you didn't tweet that, I would not have written this article. I did this out of spite because I saw this and I'm like, this bitch wants to call me the devil. You didn't have to write that. You could have kept that thought to yourself, but you did it using an account that I know is you, that you asked me to retweet your Twitter before, to like whatever, because you want attention. And now you got it, bitch. So how'd that work out for you? How'd that work out for you? Enjoy your new life. Enjoy your new life being Turtleboy famous. I know they're going to be like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know who says stuff like that? People like Krusty Panties. It's not a big deal to people like her. Like, she can move on. She doesn't mind being the villain. I don't know about you, because she has nothing to lose. You kind of do. I'm just saying. So we'll see how that works out for you. All right, let me read some turtle chats before we go on to the next topic. All right. Stephanie sends $20 and goes, is it true that Karen fed you information and directed you to harass witnesses and was the puppet master like Tully said? No, Karen Reed never directed me to harass any witnesses, to be very clear about that. First of all, I didn't view what I was doing as harassment of witnesses. She certainly didn't, like, it wasn't her idea. she didn't object to any of it. I mean, she knew this was going on and never once was like, you should stop or anything like that. But that's not the same thing as like direct. Like, you're allowed to. If you were her, wouldn't you fucking enjoy this too? If you've been tortured by these people for the last 2 years, right? I mean, she's been tortured by them. Jennifer McCabe framed her for fucking murder, right? She didn't direct me or tell me to like go intimidate them. That's the fantasy that they've created with their nonsense, right? Is that Karen Reed directed me to do this so that they wouldn't testify against her. It's one of the biggest, most ridiculous fucking fairy tales I've ever heard, right? I went up to these people because they killed a man and asked them questions. That's it. I went up to a bunch of people who murdered a cop and I asked them why they murdered the cop. And then when they wouldn't answer, I called them cop killers because that's what they are. What else can you call somebody who killed a cop but a cop killer? Oh, but you did it at a kids lacrosse game. Bitch, they were like 100 yards away. Ain't no kids around here. Ain't no kids were damaged by this. They were playing the fucking game. Billerica was winning like 9-1. The ball was way at the other end of the field the whole fucking time we were there. Because Canton sucked. They weren't even good. It was one of the McCabe's last games ever. So it's just not there. They didn't deny it. They didn't they had no comment. I'm like, so even if Karen Reed did direct me to do that, I didn't break any fucking laws and she didn't direct me to do it. She also didn't tell me to stop. And then why would she? If you were her, wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you sit back? Wouldn't you sit back and be like, oh, well, this is nice. If I were her, I would be like, this is fucking, this is great entertainment. I am loving every single second of this. Fuck these people. Like, if I were her, I would be loving every fucking second of this, right? And enjoying it and being like, oh. And that's why it's like, of course Karen Reed fucking embraced me. Of course she did. She didn't direct me to do anything. But of course she's going to like this. Why wouldn't you fucking like this if you were her? I mean, be real. So there. Whatever. I was happy to do it because it was the right thing to do. And there's nothing wrong with it. And these people committed murder. So there's that. All right, next. Glamasu sends $10, goes, don't forget to buy your ticket for the Halloween party. Yeah. I think we have 13 more days till the Halloween party. 13 more days? Or is it the 24th, right? What day is today? Today is, I didn't say on my phone. Let's Google today's date. Today's date. October, oh, it's the 12th. Okay. So we have 12 more days to the Halloween. So it must be on a Friday. Friday is the Halloween party. So get your tickets. We got to start advertising that more. Okay. All right. Next. Bizarre Bitch sends $10, goes, Dr. Finger Blast Daddy. Okay. That's a new one. Thank you for always keeping it real. Hashtag free the turtle daddy forever. Thank you very much, Bizarre Bitch. Miss Sarcasm sends $5, goes, Fish Finger Fridays at McMorgan. Stop it. Stop it. Snail Trail Daddy sends $5 and goes, I know you said Karen's new lawyer's performance at the latest hearing was just him being new to the case, but when Brado was new to your case, it had implications that still affect you to this day. Every hearing is high stakes. Half the people in this chat could have explained the situation better to the judge. I don't know what happened between Kearney and Eddie, but sure is different without him. You're right about that. David Yannetti was a huge loss, I think. And there's a lot to catch up on. And he was unprepared. I mean, that's just a fact. There's no shot at him. He did not have a good day. I mean, he hasn't gotten good reviews. I'm sure he's a fine attorney. I'm sure he'll rebound okay. But it was not good. It was not good. And he didn't bring up a lot of important shit. And I think the most important thing, in my opinion, that they didn't do was endorse the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. That would be number one thing on my agenda if I was them, because Robert Cosgrove is the one who's not returning their phones. Robert Cosgrove is the one who says that he's going to have a grand jury to indict her for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation charges. Well, guess what? We handed essentially, right, her team on a silver platter a 30-page motion outlining why he has a conflict and cannot conduct an investigation into me or Karen Reed. He has a conflict, the Lindsay Stacchini conflict, Talibam. And they didn't even mention it. He didn't even mention it in court. It was like he didn't know about it, or I don't know. I don't know why they didn't mention it in court. But to me, that's a big, bro, that's your golden ticket. That is her golden ticket out of this shit. Because this is the only thing hanging over her head is a stupid phone thing, right? In the grand jury. So just fucking, if no Robert Cosgrove, no grand jury. It's over. That's it. And they didn't even mention it. So I think that was one that they could get again. And I would suggest that all of these people, like what you saw in that courtroom, whatever day that was, let's keep it a buck, right? Let's be objective about that. It was a fucking disaster. That was a really bad day in court for me and her. Because now we got Krupp. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I had Doolin and now I got Krupp somehow. And she didn't get her phones back. They're going to go through the fucking phones. It was a disaster. Like, that was not the goal at all. Like, it was everything that could have gone wrong went wrong that day. And why? And like the basic shit that they weren't prepared for. I would argue that any single fucking moment or second spent talking, going on YouTube channels and talking about fucking stupid shit drama, because that's what it is. It's stupid fucking drama bullshit, right? And if you're feeding into this, you're the reason that happened in court the other day. It's your fault, right? If you guys are out there feeding into this whole fucking thing, well, that's how it manifests itself. That fucking disaster that you saw in court on Wednesday, that's how it manifests himself. That is not a prepared defense, right? That is a defense that is distracted by bullshit. So stop. If you want to help, free Karen Reed, we want to help Karen Reed about, then stop distracting Karen Reed with fucking bullshit. That's what I would suggest you're doing, because that's what it fucking looks like. That fucking unadulterated disaster. What a disaster. That's what Wednesday was in court. A fucking unadulterated disaster. And it's your fucking fault, kangaroo cunt, and all you other people, because that's what, have you talked about the motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove, kangaroo cunt, or any of you other people? Have you talked about that? Because that's how Karen Reed gets out of this. The motion to recuse Robert Cosgrove. That's how she gets out of this fucking predicament. You get rid of Robert Cosgrove, but you're not doing that because you're much more concerned with, ooh, who heard it? Did this person hear it? Did the Glairer hear it? Did Nurse Kim hear it? Oh my God. Did this person do it? Because that's what you care about. Fucking irrelevant drama, fucking bullshit. And it blew up on you in court on Wednesday. It was a fucking disaster. What a disaster Wednesday was. And it's your fucking fault. So just know that. So, but all, keep going. Pretend like you give a fuck about Karen Reed. Pretend like you give a fuck about justice. And keep talking about that. Because you're showing your real colors. That's it. Fucking retarded. And when, by the way, when the whole truth comes out, because, you know, I can't comment on shit. And I'm not going to. But I will eventually. And and when the whole thing comes out, boy, are you going to feel fucking retarded. Just trust me. You're going to look fucking retarded when you hear the fucking story. And you will. So we'll just keep it at that. Trust me or don't trust me. I don't give a fuck. But you're going to look fucking retarded. So keep going. Make yourself look fucking retarded. Anyway. That's that. Next. Patty sends $25 and goes, free Turtleboy. Can you give me a shout out to Christine and Susan and tell them that you love your plus sized turtle riders? I do. I love my plus sized turtle riders. You guys are great. Keep up the great work, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are friendly and fun and playful and flirtatious, and I love you. Thank you. No, that was a good one. I enjoyed Sleuthy. You did a space tonight with Larry Legend, and it was good. It was mature, and you know, I think you guys laid out points that a lot of people haven't made yet. And again, I'm not getting involved, but I heard it. I listened to it, and you know, I think it was mature, and I think that it gave people a lot to think about. And hopefully people start realizing that, this is being fueled on by bad faith actors who don't have good intentions and who don't give a fuck about Karen Reed, who they're pretending they do. But if they gave a fuck about Karen Reed, they would be fucking very upset about what happened in court on Wednesday, and it's their fault. Anyway, next. Gen X chick sends $10 and goes, "Hey, Dr. Daddy, it's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Also, I want to let you know that we Hoosiers stand with you. We are a small but mighty group of turtle riders, sending you much love and support." I love, well, who's your daddy, first of all, right? It's me. I'm a Hoosier daddy. And my dad's from Indiana, so I'm a Hoosier daddy's son, right? Granddaddy. And, I love, that's my roots. Without Indiana, there's no Turtleboy. Fort Wayne in the house. And University of Notre Dame, obviously. We're 4-2. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to win out. And how about those Hoosiers, too? Number 3. You guys got 3 first place votes for number 1 in the country. You guys beat Oregon in Oregon. That's a big fucking deal. So go Hoosiers. It's nice to see. All right, next. Stephanie sends $20, goes, "Is it true?" No, I already wrote that one. Mr. Dickhead sends $5 and goes, "Big Red is a cunt." She is a cunt, indeed. But she also had a good point the other day that I pointed out on my Twitch Let me pull this up. What does this one say? Oh, award-winning journalism. Oh, that's nice of her. What does this one say? Award-winning journalist reporting zero propaganda and building a legacy. Wow. Turtleboy's legendary. Wow, that's so thankful. That's so nice of her to say that. Okay. Oh, how about them Patriots, by the way, bro? Can we stop for a second? Can we talk for a second and just say that Drake May is the fucking greatest thing ever? And dude, those passes that they in spite of the refs, that breadbasket that he threw to Steph Diggs, that 50-yard bomb, and then the one he threw right after that to Matt Collins, which he got fucking raped on the fucking play. Dude, legit. This kid is fucking real deal, dude. I said last week he was a top 10 quarterback in the league. I was wrong. He's top 5. He's top 5. He is better. Like I would take him, and you couldn't even tell me right now. If you were like, would you trade him for Lamar Jackson? Fuck no. Oh, why would I want to do that? Because he gets injured all the time. No, I'm good. He's won no Super Bowls. I'm good. He haven't made it to one. What about Josh Allen? I'd think about that one, but probably no, because he's 29. I'd rather have Drake. What about Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes got 3 Super Bowls. I mean, maybe, probably not. I don't know. I don't know I don't know if there's anyone in the fucking NFL I would trade Drake May for. Like nobody. He's fucking awesome, dude. And the Patriots are back. We are fucking back. We gave you guys like 5 years off there. Like we used to win all the time. It wasn't fair. And we're like, okay, we're going to have a Mac Jones thing for a few years there. And that was your chance. That was the window. You had a 5-year window there where everyone else had a chance to win. And you guys fucked it up. You just kept letting the Chiefs win. Right. And we're back. We're fucking back. We're 4-2. Should be 6-0. Right. But we're going to be, have you seen our schedule? Bro, we got Tennessee, Cleveland, the Jets twice, the Giants. Oh my God. I mean, the Ravens are a joke now. The fucking Bengals are a joke now. We're going to be like 13-4. You guys know that at the end of the season. Like we're going to be fucking, if the Bills lose tomorrow night, we're going to be in first place in the AFC. Like that's fucking crazy. So anyway, go Patriots. Let's go. All right. Next up. Okay. So finger blast. Oh my God. Oh no, Big Red foods. We're talking about Big Red. I got distracted with the Patriots there. By the way, this thing, dude, your kids do this shit too. 6, 7, 6, 7. Oh my God. That's all they talk about. That the unfortunate part of 7 is it comes after 6. And so there's no way to avoid it. And it's like you say 6, 7 around any child under the age of like 14, and it's just like none of them know what it means, and they just say it. It's a TikTok thing. I don't know. Their kids are gay. And yeah, that's the thing. Okay. Here it is. So Julie Carpenter says, I'll say her name. Lindsay Stacchini faked a pregnancy, complete with pretending to go to an abortion clinic. She passed fraudulent ultrasound photos to her victim. That's me. She's calling me a victim. That's crazy. And lied under oath. Her behavior resembles that of Laura Owens. Look her up. But this is all fucking bullshit. This is Big Red's fake, because she knew this a long time ago. She knew that she was lying about shit for fake, but she didn't have shit to say about her until she called out Jennifer McCabe. That's when she suddenly has a problem with her. Okay, yeah. What kind of demented person fakes a pregnancy? I mean, that's a fair question. She's a deviant. I hope the AG takes over and charges her with perjury. I doubt that's going to happen. But where were you before for this shit? You know? So anyway, that's that. Next Turtle Chat says, finger blasting for food stamps sends $10. Goes, I don't know why the McMorgan's owner isn't leaning into this. I already have a specialty appetizer menu: cunty clam strips, finger bacon, finger banging fried pickles, Irish poor-faced nachos, and a slamming shrimp cocktail with the snail trail sauce. Free Turtleboy. It's probably because he assumes I'm like making his restaurant sound like seedy or whatever, but like it's fine. Like nobody knew we were doing it. That was quite literally the whole point. I love it in McMorgan's. It's colorful. I kept going back there. It was like a nice environment. It was like a lot of TVs, good lighting, good spirits. I liked it in there a lot, so I'd highly recommend it. So thank you. Next. Laura sends $5 and goes, I spent one night in jail for peacefully protesting when I was 18. Jail is terrifying and humiliating, especially when you aren't committing a crime. I went hungry with no dinner because I wouldn't show the guard my tits. Oh, that's horrible. Don't let anyone downplay what you're facing. It's everything you say it is. Jail is horrific. Yeah. I mean, that's like jail. If you're there for one night, it means you're in a police station, right? Like, but actual like jail is like when you get like fucking the whole orange suit and everything. It's like, all that shit. So thank you. Kim from Texas McMillan sends $10. Okay. She says, don't read out loud. And then she said, thank you, Kim. Erin sends, and you are correct. You are correct about that. Kim from Texas. Erin sends $25, goes, love Patty, Susan, and Christine. Okay. Thank you, Erin. You heard that, Patty, Susan, and Christine? Erin loves you. Do we have any turtle chats here? Cash apps, rather. Yeah, we have a couple. Ralph sends $25 and goes, fuck the koalas and kangaroo. True. No argument there. Emmy sends $10, goes, yay, Chiefs and free Turtleboy. Did the Chiefs win tonight? They did. They beat the Lions 30-17. Man, come on, Detroit. You Michiganders. I love you guys, but Michiganders, is that how you pronounce it? You got to beat them. Thank you, Emmy. Paula sends $25 and goes, love from Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. $10 from Emily. She goes, you're the best. And you spelled your right. So thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate that. Jane sends $5, goes, look at celebrate admission in new videos. Yes, hopefully we're going to get to that tonight. Mr. Dickhead sends $5 and goes, Big Red is a cunt. I think you sent that in the turtle chat too, so thank you. Okay, cool. If anyone else wants their messages read, click at the link at the top for turtle chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. All right. Let's jump over to the Natalie story I want to talk about here. So I was talking about Natalie during Bus Stop Live the other day, and I was surprised how many people didn't know about Natalie. And to me, Natalie is one of the most underrated pieces of shit in this whole thing. Like, every time I see the antis share her screenshots of messages between me and her, that she was, Natalie was the conduit between Karen Reed and I for a month or two there. And so she's got like, a couple months worth of text messages that are basically between Karen and me, but kind of, but not really. She was just copying and pasting what Karen would tell her to write and whatever. So every time I see those text messages being shared on TwitTwat by the antis, I'm like, wow, Natalie's really a piece of shit, huh? Like, who does that? And she just had no reason to do it. It's no secret, right, that I have, like, Karen Reed and I have some differences. But I would never fucking feed her to Brian Tully. You know what I mean? I would never, like, want her to go to jail, or, like, I fully recognize that she's 1000% innocent, like, no matter what. Clearly, like, I would do it all over again. If she had another mistrial and we still had a falling out after that mistrial, I would still 1000% be in her corner for trial 3. Like, no doubt about it. Like, it's just, but that's like what Natalie did is just evil, man. Like, pure fucking evil. Like, how can you sleep at night being this much of a piece of shit? And not only that, she hitched her train to the wrong wagon too, like the losing wagon. Like, it's just crazy. So for those of you, when I was surprised when people didn't know who she was, and I'm like, oh, we need a Natalie review. And it's also relevant because there's some misinformation out there recently about the hearing this week that happened. All right. So the hearing that happened this week, Karen Reed wants her phone back. Now, a little confusion here. Karen Reed had a few phones taken from her. She had her phone taken on February 2nd. No, January 30th, or January 29th, actually, by Michael Proctor and Bukaki. They took her phone. And then she got a new phone with the new phone number. And so they can't read anything that she says or writes after January 29th, 2022. Until they get a warrant for her phone. So they got a warrant for her new phone on December 23rd, 2023. And that date is really important because there are some people out there right now, and I've seen them on social media and others out there who are suggesting that I am the reason that Brian Tully took Karen Reed's phone. The phone was taken on like January 22nd, 2024, but the warrant was signed on December 23rd, 2023. And they couldn't execute the warrant because she had gone to Florida. And so they had to renew the warrant like every week. So that timeline is really important. Do we need a new spreadsheet? We might, Sleuthy. Like, but because it's an important timeline. It's a distinction. It's like, I ain't getting blamed for this one. This ain't on me. So like, there are some people online who are like suggesting or blaming me that like you're Turtleboy. You're the reason that Karen Reed's having these problems. You're the reason that they want her phone. They're not giving the phone back. You're the reason that they took the phone, right? But I'm not. Natalie is. Natalie's the reason that they got the phone. So people are suggesting that me going over the fake victim's house on December 23rd is the reason that they took the phones, and that by getting arrested, right, and going to jail, that was the catalyst for Brian Tully getting a warrant and taking Karen Reed's phones. That is a complete rewriting of history. It is fiction. It is fake news, and it should be called out when you see it. It's a fucking lie. And that's partially why I want to get into the story. Natalie is the primary reason that the phones were taken. Not the only reason. Lindsay did play a part in this. Lindsay is a witness. But timeline. Here's the timeline. Let's go over this real quick. I get arrested October 11, 2023. Natalie gets interviewed by Tully in California on October 14th, 2023, and tells him that Aidan and Karen talked on the phone all the time, that she told him what to say and what to write, and she controlled his content and all this stuff. It's not true. Okay. But these are the allegations that she's making. She is now a witness, okay, against both me and Karen. So she was on the witness list at the Karen Reed's trial. So she gives him all this information. And what they're doing is they are building a case to indict Karen Reed and me on conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. Now, if she was indicted, if the two of us were indicted together on conspiracy to commit witness intimidation, for me, it would just be another charge. They could not revoke my bail over that because this took place before I was indicted, right? See that? So they can't, it's not a new charge. It's not a charge that has happened after I was indicted. But with Karen was indicted back in June of 2022. And so if they get her on conspiracy in 2023, then they can use that to revoke her bail. So this would be much more, if she was indicted on conspiracy to commit witness intimidation, she would have been in jail for the first trial and the second trial, probably. She would have had her bail revoked. So that is what Brian Tully's plan was. When he flew to California to interview Natalie, he'd never heard of Lindsay Stacchini before. He didn't know what that was, who that was. He didn't know what skank hoe she was. Didn't know about Baby Clay. Didn't know about any of that shit. None of that had happened yet. Matter of fact, that was the McMorgan's night, if I recall. So on October 14th, she goes out there. That's when he does the interview. That's fucking crazy. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that was the same night. So goes out there and interviews her. And why is he going out there? To build a case against Karen Reed and me, but mostly Karen Reed. That's the one they wanted, right? Because I could not have my bail revoked over that. Karen Reed could. And she had a high-profile murder trial coming up, and they wanted her in orange for that. They wanted her to be not orange, but they wanted her to have to be, she would be much less effective in jail, obviously, especially like doing that. So like the timeline is very important. So goes out there and speaks with Natalie on October 14th, and they start building this case for witness conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. That is why he interviews her, not to get me, but to get Karen Reed on conspiracy. That's why they go out there. And then Lindsay Stacchini comes along. She falls into their lap on December 9th. I don't go over her apartment for a fake abortion. So she turns on me. She gets in contact with Leah Genduso, who gets her in touch with Kate Peter, who gets her in touch with Ken Mello, who gets her in touch with Brian Tully. And Brian Tully interviews her on December 14th. So these dates are very important. Let's do a fucking timeline real quick. I want to do a timeline. Hold on. I feel like timelines. Okay. I'm sure Sleuthy Goosey or someone will do a fucking dope one, or Emily C or something like that. But I want to do a little timeline there. All right. Let's get some big font here. Let's do like 30. All right. So we have, get out of there. How do I get rid of this shit? October 11th, 2020. Actually, we just do numbers. 10, 11, 23. Turtleboy arrested. Okay. 10, 14, 23. Tully interviews Natalie, builds case for conspiracy. Okay. 12, 9, 23. Fake victim turns on Turtleboy, gets in touch with Krusty. Okay. 12, 14, 23. Fake victim officially becomes witness during interview with Tully. Okay. So if you look at the affidavit for this whole thing, let me see if I can get this here. Hold on, I gotta find it. Tully warrant. Okay. So check this out. I'll show you this. So this is the probable cause warrant to get Karen Reed's phone. Signed by Tully. Look what it says here. Any mobile device capable of communicating and cell phones used by Karen Reed, seizure only. No search of data as outlined in affidavit. The data on any cell phone seized may be copied, provided no search of that data will be done absent further warrant of the court. So this warrant does not allow them to go through Karen Reed's phone. They're going to need another warrant for that, which I'm sure Krupp will sign because that's how Krupp signed this warrant, but they don't have one yet. So they can't go through a phone without a separate warrant. I mean, it says it right there. So they have to have, notice it says 1/22/24. That is not the original date of the warrant. And so here's Tully's affidavit to supplement it. So he gets it. It's largely about my witness intimidation charges because you cannot arrest Karen Reed for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation if you don't first explain the fake witness intimidation that they claim has occurred. So they outline it all here. He was mean to Colin Albert, rolling rally. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Out of context quotes. Turtleboy bad. Turtleboy mean. Okay, he's doing all this stuff. Okay, cool. Then on where's the Natalie stuff? Okay, this is where it gets interesting. So what page is this on? This is now on page 16 of the affidavit. This is where they start talking about Natalie. Oh, I got the date wrong. It's October 17th. So that's after the McMorgan's fish fry. Okay. So I got to update my timeline. It's the 17th. Okay. So I'm only saying the page number because I want to show you how many pages are dedicated to Natalie in this. So page 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, or is this, did they stop talking about Natalie here? Okay, I think we're on, so I count 8. All right, I count 8. Or maybe 7 or 8 pages, all about the Natalie interview. What about the Lindsay interview? When does that take place? Let's see. Okay. In December of 2023, I communicated and interviewed with a witness relative to ongoing conspiracy to intimidate witnesses. So this clearly defines here that Lindsay Stacchini is in fact a witness in the McAlbert case, which means Robert Cosgrove has to recuse himself because he's being sued by her. I mean, this is silver platter shit to get him recused. And they didn't bring it up. I interviewed her at the residence with another investigator. He doesn't say the exact date this interview takes place, but it's December 14th. And he calls her Jane. So there's 1, 2, and 2.5. So basically 2 pages. So Natalie, and then based upon these facts, I believe there's probable cause that she committed a violation of conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. So this is relevant. I'm bringing this up because 7 of the pages in his affidavit are dedicated to Natalie's interview. 2 of the pages are dedicated to Lindsay's interview. So, I think we can all agree that I get blamed for Lindsay, right? That's on me. I brought Lindsay into Karen Reed's life, right? And Natalie is on her. Like, cause I didn't know Natalie was brought into my life by her. So like we're even, right? You see what I'm saying? Like we both fucking fucked around and trusted shitty people who betrayed us. Okay. So everybody's out there, but like, Turtleboy, you did this to Karen Reed. You brought Lindsay Stacchini into her life. Well, first of all, according to the search, all of this happens before. Look at the date. I want to go over this date again. On December 23rd, I applied for and was granted a search warrant. Look at that. December 23rd, bro. It's right there. I applied for and was granted a search warrant out of Norfolk Superior Court to seize any and all cell phones used by Karen Reed. Efforts to locate her were unsuccessful. So you had to get a new warrant they just kept getting new warrants because they were like looking for her and she was traveling all over the place and whatever. But the affidavit that was written was on December 23rd. Before I went to Lindsay Stacchini's house. Before it. So he obtained the warrant to get Karen Reed's phone before I went to Lindsay Stacchini's house. So for all these fucking douchebags out there who were saying things like, well, Tully got her. Tully, you did this to her. You brought Brian Tully. You're the reason Brian Tully came and got her fucking phone. No, I'm not. Check the record. Check the receipts. That's what. Let's go back to the timeline here. Let's go back to the timeline that we set up here. Check the receipts, bro. 10-11, I'm arrested. 10-17, Natalie interview. Builds case for conspiracy. 12-9, fake victim turns on me. 12-14, fake victim becomes witness. The 2 pages dedicated to the fake victim in there all came from the December 14th interview. That was before I went to her house. 12-23. Tully gets warrant. And then 12-24, warrant issued for TB arrest. Boom. That's the timeline. This could not have caused this. You understand that, folks? I know this is really difficult for some people to understand. But me getting arrested and going to Lindsay Stacchini's house had dick all to do with the reason that Brian Tully got a warrant for Karen Reed's phone. Nothing. Fucking nothing. So it's just factually untrue, and the record needs to be corrected because that's a fucking fact, and you can sit on that fucking fact and you can swallow that shit. It's a fucking fact, and it's a lie, and you ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna put that shit on me. No. We're correcting the record. We're bringing fucking receipts. It had nothing to do with me. And if you think about it, it had to do with Natalie and it had to do with Lindsay, right? And so why did it had to do with Lindsay's 12-14 interview. Well, why did Tully interview her on 12-14? Why? Because I dumped her, right? Because I ended the relationship with her. That's it. Okay. So in theory, I guess what these people want me to say is that Turtleboy, you should have stayed with her. You should have just gone along with the fake pregnant. Is that what you guys want me to do? Is that what the haters want me to do? You wanted me to stay with the psychopath and go along with the fake, pregnancy and the fake abortion and all that shit. You wanted me to go along with that for longer? because I'm supposed to see into the future and know that if I don't do this, then she's going to run to Brian Tully and fucking give him information that's going to lead to Karen Reed's cell phone being seized. So that's my fucking fault. You know what I mean? Karen Reed and I were like, there's a little confusion about this. They're like, what was it, a professional relationship or was it a friendship? Like it was more than a professional relationship. It was like, we talked, the fact of the matter is we talked about shit that was outside of like, I confided. Is that the right word? Like I considered her a friend, you know? And so I told her about my problems, right? Perhaps I shouldn't have. Perhaps I should have kept it more professional, but I didn't. I thought, consider when you talk to someone every day on the phone, right? Sometimes for hours, right? Sometimes it becomes more than they become an actual friend. You know what I mean? And so, like, I told her, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck that. She knew who Lindsay was. I told her about her, and I'm like, yeah, I think she says I confided in her, and when I thought she was pregnant, and I'm like, I think she's pregnant. And like, she was like, fuck, like, well, what am I going to do? Fuck, and she was very helpful and she gave me really good advice. And as a woman, she was one of the first people to be like, I don't think she's pregnant, Aidan. I don't think she's pregnant. And so you shouldn't be with, this chick's crazy, I wouldn't see her anymore. And she was right to give me that advice. She was right because there was no baby Clay. God rest his soul. Would have been an astronaut if he was real, but she was 100% right about that. And it was really good advice to disassociate myself with Lindsay Stacchini. The ironic part about that and the unfortunate side effect of that is that by ending things with Lindsay Stacchini, it drove her right into the arms of who? Brian Tully. So like, really, if I wanted to, again, hindsight is, 2020, but like I could have protected Karen Reed and prevented, perhaps, I don't know if I would have prevented the warrant from, it seemed like Brian Tully needed one more person to get this warrant. Like Natalie was not enough. He needed one more person and he got Lindsay. And that was enough to kind of put him over the edge. It seemed like he was waiting for that one more person. And then Lindsay fell into his lap because it seemed like Natalie wasn't quite enough on her own. He needed a stronger whatever. And so we got her. So I guess if I really wanted to protect her and prevent her phone from being taken by Brian Tully, the only way to do that was to continue this emotionally abusive relationship with a fake baby. Okay. So I don't know. Is that what I was supposed to do, guys? Would that make you fucking people? Would that prove that I'm sufficiently like not a bad guy? Should I have done that? I don't know what the fuck you people want me to do. But anyway, let's get back to Natalie. Okay. So she's a right cunt. Here it is. You're right. He did fall into Tully's radar only because of KP. But why did she go to KP? Because I dumped her. That's why. Okay. Yeah, like why? That's good. Like, why did he wait until December 23rd to apply for the warrant if he interviewed Natalie in late October? Like, I think he's just like, okay, now we got two. Two is stronger than one. Because like Krusty and them have said, like, oh, Aidan, doesn't this undermine your argument? She had some fucking retarded tweet. Let me bring that up, actually, because I want to address this one, too. Oh, we're just calling out all the assholes. blocked me, but I can still read her shit. Okay.
Cowboys, cheerleaders. You got TB, won't say a motherfucking thing. You got Glera. Let me hold my vagina while I yell at Karen Reed. I mean, you got all these weirdos. Halloween's coming. Who you gonna be? Are you gonna be TB in the corner? Don't know if I should turn my head. Are you gonna be the Glera? I don't know if I should wear a dildo or just keep my vagina wide open. Or are you gonna be a Ray from Dallas? I don't show my face, no case. Nobody can make fun of the where I. Come on, man. Or are you gonna be a James Jackson, October 24th? You can come meet me face to face. You got a problem with me? We can talk about it like men. I don't like this social media beef. It's weird to me. I got this guy, Ray from Dallas, talking about me on another channel.
I'm on Krusty. Krusty shared this.
Talking about JFK shuts me up. Well, guess what, Ray from Dallas? I'm from Boston, man. I'm here now on my channel telling you, ain't nobody shutting me up. I may get a text or a call saying, James, don't worry about him. Calm down. But guess what, Ray? I chose peace and you chose war. You're telling me you're here for Turtleboy? But you know one thing. Turtleboy recorded, my friend.
Okay. My friend? Okay. So again, I'm on Krusty's thing. And what is she saying here? Again, this is like, these are the people benefiting from this, by the way. So just keep this in mind. Like, nobody is loving this content more. Like, I'm not talking about it because it's fucking stupid. But you know who loves it? Krusty. She loves this shit. So, like, just understand, like, that's who you're helping out by talking to this fucking Krusty. So go Team Krusty, I guess. You know, another serious question. Is James Jackson there? Is he friends with KR? I would like to learn more about their friendship. Okay, you do that. Okay, so there. Oh, she's loving. Okay. All right, whatever. Oh, so look. So he goes. They. So listen to this. So she says, they, the Commonwealth, didn't even need Lindsay. She added nothing to what Natalie already said. They didn't need her to get into Karen Reed's phone, and she believes that this contradicts my other assertion that Lindsay is a key witness. So Cosgrove needs to recuse himself.
Not a single thing. Yeah.
Well, she had this up within like 5 minutes of my bus stop live. I do a bus stop live every morning. And so with my Advantage Boy sweatshirt, and she had this up within like 5 minutes of that. Like, she watches everything I do. Like, she does not miss a fucking show ever, anything.
We're going to take Karen's phone, whether I got arrested or not. The second Natalie flipped on them, like, that's what ultimately did it. Natalie was making bold allegations that we were talking to each other. I mean, that's all they needed to get the warrant, is they talk on the phone, and they're saying that Karen Reed directs Turtleboy what to say. I mean, that's what Natalie said, and then Lindsay repeated that, and then they got a warrant. That's literally all they need. They could have got that without. Lindsay didn't add a single thing that Natalie hadn't already said at her October 14th interview.
She added a little bit. She added the part about like the Lexus. I'd have to like analyze what they both said in the warrant. Lindsay did. So I did misspeak there. Lindsay did add a couple things, but more than anything, she just, 2 is better than 1. You know what I mean? I feel like Tully just, so she like, this is what these retards say about this. They're so retarded. So she's like, he is tanking his own argument by contradicting his shitty lawyers. Okay. Oh yeah. They're real shitty, right? Like you could ever afford to, you're the broke ass bitch. But you know, they don't take food stamps. So just saying, so this is like, it doesn't, one does not contradict the other. Like, what I'm saying is that they had Natalie's testimony. Clearly, it wasn't quite enough to get a warrant for the phone, because they would have done it in October or November if it was enough. They needed one more, and that's where Lindsay Stacchini came in. She didn't give as much information as Natalie did, but it corroborated a lot of what Natalie said, and that's how they got it. So like her whole argument, oh, see, like these people, they're like that my statement, that this statement proves Lindsay's not a witness. That's what their point is, that I'm making the case that Lindsay is not a witness. That's not what I'm making. I'm saying that Natalie was a more valuable witness. Like that doesn't mean Lindsay's not a witness. She's clearly a fucking witness. They made her a fucking witness. It says right in the search warrant that she's a fucking witness. It's undeniable. So these retards think, well, Your Honor, bus stop live. I'd like to I'm going to enter the bus stop live. Sure, we have Brian Tully's affidavit in which he explicitly calls her a fucking witness, but we also have the bus stop live in which Turtleboy says she's not as good a witness as Natalie. I mean, this is how fucking stupid the Twitter school of law. It's an amazing place. Okay. So back to the article. Hopefully we can actually get through this. So if you guys don't know who Natalie is, I think most of you know by now, but she acted as an intermediary. So this is a conversation between her and Jennifer Altman. And so Jennifer Altman messages her and goes, do you know who Turtleboy is? He has a blog coming out about Karen in this case. Do you have any pictures of Jennifer McCabe and his sister? So on April 17th, I announced that I was going to be writing this story, right? I had already done a deep dive into the affidavit, the court filings, and I'm like, it's coming out. And so Natalie sends a screenshot of my post saying, I'm currently working on perhaps the craziest story I've ever written involving a Boston cop possibly being involved in the murdering of another cop, followed by an elaborate cover-up designed to frame the murdered cop's girlfriend. Not sure when it will be out, but my jaw is currently on the floor. So this gets the attention, obviously, of Natalie and Karen Reed. Okay. So they're like, again, if Karen Reed was like pulling my puppet strings, why wasn't she doing it before April of 2023? Why would she wait 15 fucking months? And also for all the people that are like, well, you didn't matter in this. Well, where was the Boston Globe for this shit? Like, do you think the Boston Globe was going to write about any of this? Did you think that WCVB was going to write about any of this? No, they weren't. They didn't give a fuck. And they still weren't. They've still never told the whole fucking story. Like only you can say what you want about me, bro, but like ain't no one else was stepping up to the plate to write about this. No one else. And then I came along and I wrote about it and I got fucking arrested for it because that's how they do. Maybe that's why no one else was writing about it, because it was too dangerous to write about this. And so this is a conversation between me, Natalie, and Jen Altman. Hi, Altman. Thank you for putting us in touch. Let me ask Karen for her blessings. Okay. And I'm like, I would like to get the word out about this. I understand there's been some coverage, but this should be the biggest story in the news, and Karen should be immediately exonerated. That's before I ever wrote any stories. That was my goal. I put it in fucking writing, undeniably. I go, my goal is to make this the biggest story in the news and to immediately exonerate Karen Reed. I put it in fucking writing on April 17th that this is my goal. Exonerate Karen Reed by blowing the story up, by making this the biggest fucking story ever, as it should be, because it's fucking outrageous. I was outraged that this story wasn't getting enough attention. And this should be the biggest story in the country. Like, a big story when you see it. And I'm reading this court filings. I'm like, holy shit. Why isn't this everywhere? And I'll tell you why it's not everywhere. Because the media sucks and they're not good at reporting, and they don't know how to they don't have fucking YouTube shows that like can attract new audiences. Like that's how shit gets spread now on YouTube and on Twitter. And they're not good at that shit. And I'm really good at that shit. Like that's like what I excel at. And so without me coming into this story doesn't fucking blow up. Sorry, it just doesn't. No one was paying attention to that. It's just a fucking fact. That's where I came in. That's what my role was. You could be like, well, he didn't break the story. Okay, sure. Yeah, the affidavit was already written. The facts ultimately exonerated Karen Reed, right? But who the fuck blew it up? Like who? And without blowing it up, there's no free Karen Reed movement. There's no crowds outside the fucking courthouse. And there's no $1.1 million in a legal defense fund. Fuck you if you say otherwise. Like, it's just a fact. Like, there would be $0 and 0 cents raised for Karen Reed had I not written about this story on April 18th. Just a fucking fact. It is an undeniable fact. You can say that, oh, I heard about the story from Court TV. That's fine. But there's no free Karen Reed movement. And the $1.1 million that comes along with it, had I not done what I did. Period. End of fucking discussion. There is zero debate about that. Fucking zero debate about that. $1.1 million. Did I donate $1 million? Fuck no. Fuck no. But I built the fucking infrastructure that made that fucking possible, right? The people that fucking are out there building the fucking skyscrapers, like the guys working on it, they ain't the ones that actually they're the ones that fucking putting the screws in, doing all that shit. But it's the fucking architects and the engineers that built the fucking building. That's what I fucking did. And you can suck my fucking balls if you can't accept that fact. And it's a fucking fact. And I don't give a fuck if you like it, if you agree with it. It's a fucking fact. I know what I did. I know what I've done for this story. I know the value that I brought to this. I ain't stupid. I ain't a fucking narcissist. I ain't any of that shit. But I know my fucking worth, and I know my value, and I know what I fucking did with this story. And I know that you're fucking lying if you say that. And this, look at this message. I put it right in fucking writing. I want to make this the biggest story in the news in order to exonerate Karen Reed. That's my fucking goal, and that's what I fucking did. So suck on that. So anyway, back to this. So the very first hearing, when I get home, I'll find photos. So like Natalie, she through Karen. So Natalie is getting the stuff from Karen. Okay. And sending me stuff. And so I'd never seen Jennifer McCabe's ugly face before. This is the first time I saw her picture. And okay, cool. I can use that in my article. And how about this? Like Natalie sends me on April 20th a message that says, hey guys, without me saying too much, it is very unwise to assume this wasn't planned. The defense has more bombshells. Teaching John a lesson was the plan at a minimum. Altman, let's lay low for a bit until the next bombshell. Who's saying that? Not Natalie. This is not how Natalie talks. This is how Karen Reed talks. I thought at the time that I was talking to somebody who knew this case inside and out. Little did I know that Natalie is literally just copying and fucking pasting messages from Karen Reed to us. These are Karen Reed's words, not Natalie. The whole time, I don't think Natalie ever told me a fucking original thought in her head besides the crazy shit, right? Throughout our entire brief relationship. I had no idea that I was basically talking to Karen Reed this entire time through a third party. That's what our relationship was. Okay. And so, yeah, that was the role that she played. And Natalie would send messages back and forth. And then I forget the first time I talked to Karen on the phone. So on May 3rd, 2023, Karen Reed has a hearing and I go to it and Natalie's messaging me. I hadn't talked to Karen. We didn't acknowledge each other in court. I had spoken to David Yannetti and he's like, don't take it personally if we don't say hello to you on the way in. We like to keep a little separation. Totally get it. But he's like, but we appreciate your work and we think you're doing a great job. And so I understood that. But that's in front of the cameras and shit. Natalie tells me, she's like, you should go to this Halloween party. I mean, not Halloween party. I saw a Halloween party in the comments. But yeah, it should be Halloween. He's like, you should go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's some of those friends are not some of the friends in the. I don't think Carrie Roberts she ever made to a friend, but either way here. But on May 3rd, Natalie tells me that you should go to the Omni Seaport Hotel and meet Karen. And I'm like, well, I don't want to just show up uninvited. I've never talked to her before. Like, am I welcome? And she's like, oh yeah, go Turtle. She would just call me Turtle. Oh yeah, Turtle, just go. You'll trust me. She's going to love you and blah, blah, blah. And she's expecting you. And okay. I'm like, well, all right. I felt a little out of place. And I'm like, I'm just a journalist here. I don't. Okay, sure. And so I go to the Omni Seaport Hotel and I go into the bar area, and there is Karen Reed and Alan Jackson and Elizabeth Little. And a couple of one of her friends, I think Bill and Ingrid were there, and John Como. And no, not John Como, John Silvera. And so I go in there and I meet, hello, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. They're happy to meet me. And so we're out of court. There's no cameras around, and they can tell me kind of how they really feel, And we have a real discussion about shit. And you look back on this now, like we could never do that now. If I went into the Omni Seaport Hotel or any hotel in Boston, and I went in there and sat down with Karen Reed and Alan Jackson in public, like that couldn't happen now. Like there would be a million fucking pictures taken. Like I think about how much things have changed since then, since May 3rd, 2023, when I met them all for the first time at the Omni Seaport Hotel. And that couldn't happen now. Like that would be like a million fucking pictures would be taken, and it would be like the trolls would have it. The story has grown exponentially since May 3rd, 2023. Right. So anyway, that was the first time I met them, and we had a nice conversation, and they invited me out to dinner, and I turned them down because the Celtics were playing the Sixers that night in the playoffs, and I had to get back. And so we'll see you later. So I start talking to the first time I just got really agitated with Natalie after a while, because I was sending her messages, and then the messages were coming back from Karen, and they like didn't make sense. And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? She's like, I'll ask her. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking annoying. Can't she just talk to me? This is fucking annoying. And so she goes, here's her phone number. Call her on Signal. Okay, cool. So I talked to her for the first time on May 7th. And that was the beginning of the end of Natalie. That was like the Natalie downfall. Natalie became like replaced by, it's like essentially there's no need for Natalie anymore. So I began talking to Natalie less and less, and she starts noticing this and doesn't like it. And Natalie just wants to be involved. She's another one of these people. She just wants to be involved in this. She loves it. She loves the drama of this. She doesn't really give a fuck that much about Karen. At the end of the day, obviously she's betrayed her. So on June 15th, Natalie copies and pastes this message from Karen Reed and sends it to me. Okay. So this is what Karen Reed tells her. I need to cool off communicating with you constantly. I begged you. She likes the word begged. I begged you last night to give me the night to unplug. And then I got literally a dozen more texts about this documentary and how suddenly the producer is contacting you and you've inserted yourself into it. All true. This is the exact opposite of what I asked you to do to help me out last night. I needed a break because I had an insane day and I needed to rest and try to clear my head and calm myself down. You proceed to blow up my phone until close to midnight. This keeps happening and I'm incredibly bothered by it. Same thing with negative comments that I begged people not to send me. You still had to send me stuff. Please give it a rest. Please do not reach out until I contact you again. So when I saw this, I had some thoughts about this because I'm like, on the one hand, I'm thinking I wanted to tell Karen Reed that like, maybe we want to keep this one happy because she seems kind of dangerous and crazy, and you never know what these crazy bitches can do. That turned out to be true. But I didn't want to say that to her because I don't like whatever. On the other hand, I'm thinking this woman's being framed for murder. She's completely innocent. And I would imagine that causes a lot of stress in a person's life. Right. So I'm going to give Karen Reed all the leeway in the world for whatever feeling she's having. Cause I can't relate to that. I've never been framed for murder. You know what I mean? That's how I looked at this. And I'm like, so Natalie, if she's asking for fucking space, just give her space. You know what I mean? Like she's literally being framed for fucking murder. So just give her a fucking break. You know, you're messaging her about the documentary. I would be like, just step away. I mean, Karen Reed was really high strung, right? But I always kind of gave her the great, you know what I mean? I always what are you? You always like, you rationalized it because you're like, well, she's being framed for murder. I'd be fucking high strung too. You know what I mean? So you always, yeah, exactly. Like if Natalie had played it cool and just been like, cool, no, just not going to talk to Karen for a week or two, you know, and then just maybe hit her up in a week or two, it'll be fine. And Karen Reed and me throughout our relationship in 2023 had many times where she would get agitated with me, you know what I mean? But I always kind of like chalked it up to, well, she's being framed for murder. So cool. I understand. You give people grace like that. And you just, I didn't like in text, things don't always come across right in text. So I would just pick up the phone and I would call her and be like, hey, it's cool. You know, I didn't mean to stress you out. Sorry. You know, I'm just, I get it. Just trying to help, you know, whatever. So that's how I handled it. When I stressed Karen Reed out, I would always just call her and be like, hey, my bad. Didn't mean to stress you out, whatever. Even though I might not have felt at the time I had done anything wrong, she's being framed for murder. So you got to give her that grace. That's the way I viewed it. Calls are always better. Exactly. And it always worked out. Whenever I called, like on text, she would get mad at me sometimes. And then I would just pick up the phone and call her and everything was fixed. And we were cool. But that's because I'm diplomatic. Natalie's fucking not. And so Natalie hands it a different way. All right. Natalie tells me about it and goes, I sent her like 6 texts. Oh, only 6? Why is everyone such an asshole? Here I help everyone. I didn't insert myself. All I did was ask a client who's a 5-time Emmy winner her opinion, and she said all is good. So I was just reporting back to Karen. I have done nothing but defended her from the beginning. Now I might talk to Brian, this documentary producer she was trying to hook us up with, and show how everything and all this came about. I can be a son of a bitch too. So notice it's like nowhere in here she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to give her space. No, I'm going to be a son of a bitch. That's Natalie's response to Karen Reed's request for a little bit of space, you know, little bit of space. That's how she responds to it. I go, what do you mean you're being a son of a bitch? It doesn't matter. Everyone's a jerk, and I could be one too. I cannot believe anyone sends me a text like this when my heart has always been in the place. This is such a low blow from her. I'm devastated and humiliated. I can't talk. I'm too upset because she asked for space. Dude, oh my God. And so I'm like, look, I don't know the details, and I'm sorry you're hurt. You've done a lot to help. Let's stay focused. It's not about me. So for all the people out here that are like, Turtleboy, it's all about you, this and that. Bro, here's my fucking private thoughts, okay? Here's my text messages with Natalie in which I literally state, let's stay focused. It's not about me, you, or anyone else. It's about a horrible injustice. I've never been wrongly charged with murder and framed by powerful people, so it's hard for me to relate to whatever emotions she's experiencing. Look at me all Dr. Phil up in this bitch. But it sounds like she's on edge and easily irritated. As a man, I know that nothing you say when women are this upset will make them less upset. Only a man could understand this. Like maybe it's because Natalie's like men understand when women get like this. It's like you just gotta stop. There's nothing you can fucking say. You just gotta let them fucking vent. Period. So, but not Natalie though. You know, you called me about the documentary. I texted Karen and said she's uncomfortable doing the documentary now, and you should slow down to make sure these people. So I texted my client, Corinne Nelson, a 5-time Emmy winner. Again, a 5-time Emmy winner. I asked her, this was Natalie's insane. I'm so useful. I never send negative. Oh, I know you didn't. You've been instrumental, Natalie. And I know she knows that and appreciates it. I just think you have to remember that she's not in a normal state of mind and hasn't been for 17 months. Okay. You know, it's okay. You know, like it's going to be okay. I stopped sending her screenshots of Proctor's wife in March. Okay. I go, you can't take anything she says personally. I'm not done, Patsy. I'm a savvy businesswoman who analyzes and is strategic about everything. I also have feelings. Nothing's worse than feeling humiliated. Maybe for once I'll put myself first. Now I will. It's showtime, folks. The fuck does that mean? It's showtime? What is happening here? All because she asked for space. Bro. I go, I don't know what that means. Are you upset with me? No, I'm devastated that she wrote such a nasty message. I don't think that message was that nasty, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, just some of the language you're using is a little bit extreme. Maybe I misread it. I don't do revenge, but I'm sure you'll screenshot this. I did. I'm not an instigator. I'm a problem solver. Okay. So she wants to go. She goes and meets this fucking document. She was insane. She was insane. She like did everything on her own. She was just crazy. Can you please tell Karen about there's no need for her to be mad at me? This is so ridiculous that she's ignoring me. So Natalie kept fucking texting her anyway. A week later, she's still texting her. Yeah, I go, I could try. So I did text Karen. And I'm like, Natalie says she's trying to get in touch with you. And she's like, oh, fuck her. She's like, she's fucking annoying. She won't leave me alone. And so I don't tell Natalie this. I don't go to her and be like, so Karen just really fucking hates you and does not want to talk to you at all. I don't tell Natalie this because Natalie's going to, I mean, if she lost it over that somewhat polite message, she's really going to lose it if I tell her what Karen's actually saying, which is fucking get the fuck out of here, bitch. You know? This is what the DA is accusing them of. What are you thinking? She sent shit to Natalie to give. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know you don't want. I know you don't want to throw around the term narcissist, but it is an overused term. It is an over. I don't know. I don't think is Natalie a narcissist. Narcissist is a very specific thing. Like a narcissist has to. A lot. Like I'm cocky. Right. And I'm arrogant. I will admit those things. And I'm very confident and self-assured. There's no doubt about that. That does not mean you're a narcissist. A narcissist is all of those things. Right. But they're also completely unable to have any sort of introspection. And they never, ever think that they're wrong. And if you've met me and you actually know me and you've talked to me, like I think I'm wrong a lot. I realize when I fuck up, and I'm well aware of the fact, like there's a lot of shit I've done. I wish I didn't do. There's some shit that I say that I wish I didn't say. There's, things where I've been completely in the wrong and I realize it. Like narcissists are incapable, fucking capable of ever admitting that they made a mistake. Nothing. Yeah, no, I know you were talking about Natalie and I'm like wondering if she's a narcissist. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but like she might be, but it's a really specific thing. And you know what else narcissists love to do too? Is that, like that's fair. I'm a cock, but not a narcissist. Exactly. Like narcissists also have to let you know that when your relationship with a narcissist ends, they feel the need to announce to the world how well their life is going. That's a key component because that is their subtle way of letting you know that you were the problem, right? And now that you're out of their life, look how fucking good their life is. That you were holding them back. And now that you're gone, our life is fucking awesome. Like, I don't do that. I do a lot of things, but you can't, that's not one of the things that I do. Oh, fuck yeah. Now this person's out of my life. Look how fucking awesome I am because of this person's like, that's when narcissists end their, like, have you seen that? Like with me? Like, have you, like, so it's no secret that I've gotten out of a relationship, somewhat recently. And have you seen me come on here and ever be like, oh yeah, now that this one's gone, look, because this person's not in my life, right? Look at me, I'm fucking awesome now. I don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not that. Narcissists have to rub it in your face for the whole world, right? That they are much better off without you, that you were holding them back, and anyway, so there's that. So again, I am cocky. I am arrogant. I am douchey at times. I am a lot of things, but like to call me a narcissist is just inaccurate, man. Like I don't fit the bill. There's like, I'm also like somewhat insecure, like at times, and not like there's some shit I'm not like, you've seen it many times with me. Like I get nervous about some shit, and so like a narcissist is incapable of being insecure. They are the most secure people on fucking earth. They are so confident that you know what I mean? But that's that. Anyway, I go on and on about that, but thank you. Exactly. So, and they lack empathy too. That's a good point. They completely lack empathy with anyone else. But anyway, back to this. It's just, I'm so sick of that word. All right. Anyway, I could try, but I'm not comfortable playing mediator. And she's like, it's not being mediator. You can just tell her that I'm upset and don't get why she's so bitter. You don't have to be in the middle. Just be like, hey, lighten up. You're literally describing what being in the middle is. Or, I mean, I couldn't believe an adult was asking me to fucking do this. Or ask if she's done with me. I don't even know where she stands with me. Or just ask her if, okay, I sent her a message yesterday or the day before saying hi. I go, but did you address the message she sent and her concerns in it? No. Well, there's the problem, Natalie. And I'm dealing with two people who I realize are never going to get back together, because this one's like, fuck her, she's crazy. And this one's like, Natalie's telling me, I expect an apology from Karen Reed any day now. And I'm like, oh, the band's not getting back together here. This is not. And I'm in the middle, and I want no part of this because I'm an award-winning journalist, and I have no interest in their relationship. And I don't need Natalie anymore either. I go, don't you feel like you should? No, because she won't reply. She could have called me, considering everything I've done. And see, that's not fair in my opinion. You're coming at this like her concerns aren't valid, and it's incumbent upon her to call you. She's the one being framed for murder. Friendship is a two-way street. I'm just asking you to inquire. Yeah, I know you've done a lot, but you should think about, and you're right, BLT parody account. I guess she is a narcissist. I mean, these are narcissistic qualities that she's exhibiting right here, because she's incapable of any sort of self-introspection that she has done anything wrong, right? She cannot even fathom it, like the idea that she's done anything wrong. Like Karen Reed tells her concerns about how she's behaving, and she doesn't even fucking think about it. Like she doesn't even look at it. She doesn't even like attempt to think from her perspective at all. That's a narcissistic trait. 100%. She'll know you asked me. Okay. I know we're dealing with people that women, that sometimes you need space. I'd recommend letting it be for now. She'll call you when she's comfortable. From experience, it only makes things worse when someone wants space and the other person contacts. I don't see how anything's wrong with casual. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so first of all, Natalie, we don't know each other well enough at this point. We've known each other for less than 2 months, and you shouldn't feel comfortable after I say no once. Like, you shouldn't feel comfortable continuing to be like, well, why not? It's like, we don't know. We don't have that sort of relationship yet. That's the kind of relationship you have with somebody who you've been with for a long time, or for a long time. Like, we don't know each other that well. When I tell you no once, like that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing you say to somebody that you've known for a long fucking time. You know what I mean? You don't keep asking them that. I go, I don't want any part of this. This is too much. I'm not asking you anymore. I know that she hates me, which I think you knew all this time. There's no drama. I was simply asking you to be a friend to me and level with her. But I understand there's no leveling with anyone who hates me. I go, this is drama. I told you I'm not doing it. You're not respecting that. You're not understanding, and that's okay. She hates me. Okay, cool. This whole thing about Emmy awards, and I've done this. My friend with the Emmys and restaurants, and okay. I spoke to Joseph, who spoke to Karen. She hates me. Everyone is very welcome. I'm not the cunt, a word you should drop when saying I'm one, because I'm far from a cunt. I go, what are you talking about? I don't want to get in the middle because I'm a 41-year-old grown-ass man trying to raise 2 kids and run a business. I work extremely hard and I'm busy. You asked me several times to contact her on your behalf, and I said no. But you kept asking me. That's not respect, and the last thing I want to do is get involved in any sort of drama. Your relationship with Karen is yours. I don't appreciate your tone with me right now, as I've never been hostile or rude towards you, nor have I uttered disparaging words like cunt. Okay. And then these are text messages she sent other people complaining about the same shit. Oh my God. And this is what she sends my my right-hand man, Laura from London. She tells her, one day soon, you will learn who I am. Laura's like, okay. I went to university with Karen. If it weren't for me, Turtle wouldn't have all the information he had for his first 29 blogs. Oh yeah, Natalie, you really did so much copying and pasting. Anyway, so yeah. So we could listen. It's just getting a little late. And maybe we'll do this more on Tuesday. Is we'll listen. Well, we got to re-listen to the fucking interview of Tully with Natalie, because it is the funniest shit I've ever heard, and we need to re-listen to bits and pieces of that because it's so good. So this is a 3-hour program already. We didn't get to the Celebrate shit. We might have to do that on Tuesday. So we'll have plenty of shit to talk about on Tuesday as well. Let me read some turtle chats to end the night here. What do we got? So that's the Natalie synopsis. For those of you unfamiliar, that was kind of I did a longer article on her. You can read the entire text thread. She was a trip, man, but she's just such a piece of shit. It's like, she's just such, I guess I can give you a little taste. Let's just do a minute or two of it. You're right. I could do a little taste. All right. Let's see.
Karen is on Signal, or Karen's calling me. And I would read Karen, like, on speakerphone. I would read what they're saying, and then she would say, "Well, Karen was directing you." Yes, because what do I know? All I know is about sofas. Like I don't. And there were so many names involved that I didn't know who. I kept thinking Michael Proctor was the homeowner, and she would always correct me and say, like, "No, he's the worst one of them all." And so it was very confusing for me. And I think I didn't grasp who everybody was until probably April. Actually, we're going to listen or to May or March of 2023. So it took me a long time to get who all these people were.
And these photos he's sharing with Turtleboy, where were they coming from?
From Karen.
She was in real time. She was sending them to you.
Yes. So, and I never went out.
That's
I never
Tully.
stepped out of bounds and took it upon myself to send stuff because I didn't want to jeopardize anything for her. So everything came from her. Like, okay, send this, send that. This motion is now public. He can now use this motion on his blog, but pay attention to, this page, this paragraph, stuff like that.
So this is all stupid, and who cares? Like, none of this is illegal, what she's describing. But all of this information was included in the affidavit that Brian Tully used, that a Judge Peter Krupp found this to be probable cause to take Karen Reed's phones to investigate her for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation. It wasn't enough for a grand jury to indict her, but it was enough for a judge to give the okay for a warrant to take her phone.
And this arrangement of her telling you to send stuff to Turtleboy, how long did that happen? Or did that continue after April 17th?
Yeah, so then that continued from about April 17th. And then about the end of May, they started getting in an argument between me. And I'm copying, pasting. And Turtle calls me and texts me and says,
Okay, so there was one argument that has been brought up. So there's the argument over Colin Albert. So it was like the end of April. So end of April, I'm like, wait a minute. I was just looking through all the court documents, and I'm like, where does it say Colin Albert was in the house? Because Colin Albert was named by Steve Scanlon, or the nephew, Steve Scanlon called him. And, it was alleged pretty heavily that Colin was involved in this, right? And I've been saying Colin's involved in it, et cetera. And I'm like, how do we know this? And so I'm messaging through Natalie. And I'm like, where in the court documents does it say Colin was in the house? And she's like, goes to Karen and writes back thing. Oh, this and that. I forget what they said. And they were like, grand jury said this. And I'm like, well, I can't, where do I see that? Well, we can't send you the grand jury docs. Okay. But the grand jury docs are referenced in here. And I could tell you what they said, the grand jury, I just can't send you the grand jury docs. And so like, but it was like taken forever because Natalie was there as the intermediary. I became frustrated and I'm like, bro, why am I not getting a straight answer with this? I need to know what the fuck's going on here. Like, I don't get it. And I got frustrated. Another thing I got frustrated about, eventually she did show me and prove to me that Colin Albert was indeed in the house. So it's undeniable. She showed some footnote in a motion about Brian Albert's testimony to the grand jury that Brian Albert's the one that put Colin Albert in the house. He testified to it at the grand jury. So that was confirmed. But it just took me a while to get there. And I remember that's one of the things that like I was pissed. I'm like, what's going on with this? Can I get a straight answer here? Can I was just frustrated that we had to go through Natalie because Natalie didn't shut up. Oh, fuck it. And then the other thing was the Lucky Loughran thing. So I got like a cryptic message one day from Natalie saying, of course, this message is coming from Karen, copy and pasted. And it's basically saying that like, think about who should have seen a body if a body was there. Think about it. And I'm like, who should have seen a body if a body was there? I'm like, I don't know, fucking Higgins or like who? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And like, think about it, Aidan. Think about it. And I'm like, bro, I don't do fucking riddles. Like, can you just fucking tell me the story? And like because Karen wanted me to kind of think plow driver on my own, and it just wasn't clicking with me. It just wasn't clicking. And I'm like, can you just fucking tell me? Like, I don't get these fucking riddles. Like, can you just fucking tell me? And eventually I'm like, and I yelled at Natalie. I'm like, can you just fucking tell me? Can you tell her to just fucking tell me what the fucking answer is? I don't fucking know the answer. I don't have time for these riddles. Can you just fucking tell me the answer? So keep in mind, it's not coming from Natalie. This is coming from Karen. Natalie's just the messenger. Anything fucking Natalie writes, if it's not about her 5-time Emmy friend, it's from Karen Reed directly. Okay. And so I'm like, can you just fucking tell me? And I'm getting frustrated now, and that's why we need to eliminate Natalie as the middleman. It was just fucking an extra layer of fucking bullshit that I had to get through. And so I'm like, okay. And eventually she's like, we talked to the fucking plow driver, but it's not public yet. Hint, hint, so like I can't. So I found out about Lucky Loughran. So I didn't discover Lucky Loughran. Karen Reed's private investigator did, but none of you knew about that. And I couldn't report it. She's like, you can't report this because it's not public. I go, well, what if I found Lucky Loughran on my own? Well, then you could. But how would you know who Lucky Loughran was? I'm like, well, what if I went down to the Canton DPW and I interview on camera the DPW director, Michael Trotta, and I ask him who plowed the roads that night? What if I just do some journalism on my own? What if I find the story on my own? And that way it's completely independent from you guys. Yeah, well, that would work, wouldn't it? So that's why I went down there and I interviewed Michael Trotta and the lady with the boy's regular haircut. And I made the whole thing where I said something like, I'll be back. I got indicted for that video. That was one of the main things they fucking, where I go, I'll be back. This isn't my last trip to Canton. I'll be back. And they make it sound like I'm talking to the witnesses. I'm talking to the fucking lady with the boy's regular haircut. And so, but I couldn't find Lucky. And I sent him a Facebook message and he was cold to me. He was standoffish. And he's just like, leave me alone. I'm like, whoa. I go, and I did a show that night and I kind of went off on Lucky Loughran. And that's what Hank Brennan was talking about when he asked Lucky at the trial about, like, did you ever get intimidated by a blogger? No, sir. No, sir. Did you feel intimidated? No, sir, I did not. Well, are you sure about that? You're sure about that, Tom? You're sure that you weren't intimidated by that? I was not intimidated by any bloggers. And that's that whole thing. Yeah, Lucky Plow. And so I thought Lucky at first, because he was like so standoffish about it with me and was like, leave me alone. I thought Lucky was like not going to play ball, that he was going to like cover this shit up like Scanlon, like a coward. But I didn't know that like Lucky was going through some personal issues, and like his wife had passed away like a month or two prior to that. And he was scared too. Like Lucky Loughran, let me be very clear. When I ended up speaking to him, he was scared, scared of losing his job, because Lucky loves working for the town of Canton, right? That was what he was born to do, was plow the roads of Canton and work and just go punch in every day, have his nice, simple life. Okay. Walk around town. Everybody knows your name, loves Canton, born and raised. That was Lucky's destiny. Okay. And everybody loves Lucky. He's a good guy, real good guy. And I got the wrong impression of him first. I got my impression of Lucky, because he was so standoffish with me, was that he was, covering this up, or just, I knew he was close with the McAlberts, and I'm like, oh, is this guy in the McAlberts pocket? Not close with, but he used to work for D&E Pizza. And I'm like, oh, so is this guy, I mean, it seemed like a townie, that was, and so I made some comments on my YouTube presentation. I said something like, bro, Lucky, I don't know exactly what I said, but the Court TV has aired it. I forget what I said. It was something to the effect of, like, basically the message that I was saying was that, like, you don't have to fear the McAlberts anymore, like, but you got to tell the truth. You got to tell the truth. You can't cover this shit up anymore. If you cover this shit up, we're going to keep asking questions, And so Hank Brennan has suggested that that's witness intimidation, right? And that because I said that, it got Lucky to lie for Karen Reed. That's the way they're making it seem. Like my comments about Lucky early on in the investigation got him to say that there was nobody on the lawn. That's how fucking retarded Hank Brennan is. But the real reason he didn't want to talk to me was his wife had just died. And I get that. And unlike fucking Hank, I actually showed a little sensitivity to that. And I'm like, I'm sorry about your, well, remember Lucky's like, so, my wife had just passed. It's like, well, sorry to hear that, but what the hell? What, are you lying? Well, and it's like, he just sounded like the biggest dickhead when he did that. So anyway, so I gave Lucky space, like, cause unlike Natalie, I know how to give people space. And I don't talk to Lucky for 2 months. And in 2 months, I actually reached out to a family member of his who was sympathetic towards the Karen Reed cause. And I spoke to her, and I had her reach out to him and be like, and he's like, yeah, he might talk to you. Here's his phone number. And so I called him up and I interviewed him, and he just talked. He told me everything. And he's just like, he told me the exact same shit that he told Karen Reed's investigator, Paul Mikowski, 18 months prior. And now I got a story. So like, people are like, some have suggested that I take credit for finding Lucky Loughran when I didn't find Lucky Loughran. I didn't find anything that Karen Reed's team didn't already have. Right. But what I did do was I was the first to report on it. Right. And I did that by doing actual journalism because I had to find him on my own. That was one story that Karen Reed could not feed me. You know what I mean? She couldn't give, she's like, you can't print this. You cannot print this because this is not a public document. So if you want to fucking write about Lucky Loughran, you need to pound the fucking pavement and find Lucky Loughran yourself. And that's what I fucking did. And that's journalism, folks. That's how it's done. Period. You get a tip, right? But you have to follow. You don't just get handed it and fucking reprint it. You got to follow that shit up and get it on your own. So anyway, back to Natalie for a minute.
You girls are a bunch of cunts. You guys are jerking me around. I don't like being jerked around like this. And Karen said, fuck it. I'm gonna have Aidan call me on Signal. Excuse my language. I didn't mean to say that word. And she said, have him call me on Signal. So I gave it to Turtle, her phone number. I said, call her on Signal. I said, I'm gonna go give my little girl a bath. I go in the bathtub with my little girl. We get out, I would say about 45 minutes later, we put our PJs on.
You don't need all the details.
I come back to my phone and I have all these missed calls.
You don't need all the details.
And I call Aidan. I said, what happened? He goes, you girls, you're playing games with me. You're jerking me around. I'm the one that brought this story out. And, I'm waiting by the phone and Karen doesn't even call me. So I call Karen. I said, Karen, why didn't you call him? And she goes, Natalie, I'm so scared. I said, why are you scared? And she goes, I don't know. I'm just so scared. I said, Karen, he proved himself by now. He's done blogs. Like, he's been so loyal the past month. Like, you owe it to him now to just talk to him. So then she was like, fine. So she summons the courage to call him. And so she called him. And ever since then, they just pushed me out of the picture. And
that's what made her mad. That's true.
How do you know that?
Because they stopped including me and stuff.
I know.
That's ultimately what made her mad, is we cut out the middleman. And I was frustrated. Here I am trying to find out information. I'm trying to find out, how do I know Colin was in the house? What the fuck is up with this cryptic shit with a plow driver? Can you fill me in on some of the details? And I can't, and I'm calling Natalie and she's not answering the phone because she's giving a kid a bath and putting him in fucking PJs. And eventually I'm like, the fuck do we need this one for? You and I can just talk. What do we need this crazy bitch for with the fucking kid in the bathtub? What do we need her for? And so we cut her out. And when we cut Natalie out, that was the beginning of the end. That's what led her to betray Karen Reed.
That's just me putting 1 + 1 = 2.
And that's what got her phone taken.
And also she stopped texting me every day like she used to. He was a little bit better about keeping me in the loop. Like, when he recorded like the Scanlon tape, he sent me that private YouTube link.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm trying to tell you everything in order because I tend to jump around and then I forget other stuff I wanted to tell you. So I told
the Scanlon tape, Scanlon testified against me at the grand jury. And then the whole November 28th, 2023 grand jury was all about Scanlon claiming that he was illegally recorded by me. And they talked about wiretapping at that grand jury and everything. And then Mello forgot to ask the grand jury to indict me for that. He just forgot. He just forgot. They had a whole day of grand jury presentations that just dirtied up my reputation. And then they never asked to indict me for it because he fucking forgot. That's how comically incompetent Ken Mello is.
Aidan, I only had a relationship with Aidan, April 17th until about June 15th, around there. And then off and on, like then I was in Europe and I would text him congratulations because he mentioned something about Netflix, But anyway, on June 15th, I think. Okay. In April at some point, April or June at some point, I told Aidan, I said, Aidan, one day not Hollywood's going to knock on your door. I said, but in the meantime, you got to cut out the words retard, faggot, and cunts.
What is that?
And you got to chill with this love for Trump, because if you want to tango with Hollywood and your dream is to be famous and have a documentary. And I said, maybe it would be a good idea to do a show and say like, hey guys, I was wrong with my vocabulary. Let me change my ways and turn a new leaf. And
like Natalie hated when I would use the word cunt. And like Tully flew all the way to California to listen to this woman talk. And Tully's just like, do you have anything? We're looking for a conspiracy to commit a witness intimidation here. Do you have anything? And she's like, oh, Turtleboy used the word cunt too much. And I told him, you have to stop saying cunt and stop it with the Trump stuff, which I never say. Stop it with the Trump stuff because we need to get a documentary deal signed for you. And we did. And so she's just sitting here talking about all this shit. And Tully's like probably sitting there wanting to kill himself. And he's just like, why is this cunt telling us about this?
He didn't listen to me. So then I was driving home from work. It was like around 5 o'clock my time, 5:30, whatever. And Aidan calls me and he goes, Natalie, you were right. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, Hollywood called me. And he goes, I'm going to sign with them. And I said, but this is the first offer. Why would you like wait for some more offers? I said, this is just the beginning. You're going to get so many offers. And he goes, well, as a thank you, I want to sign with the first person because I think that's really nice. I said, Aidan, that's like sleeping with someone on the first date. You don't do that. Like, well, just slow your roll.
I mean,
and so I called Karen and Karen was like, oh gosh, Nat, did you hear about Aidan in the documentary? You know, this really makes me nervous. You know, I haven't even gone to trial yet. I haven't even been exonerated. Why is he thinking about a documentary? And I said, I know. I told him that I think he needs to slow his roll and just wait till things play out. You know, like with Scott Peterson, there isn't just one Scott Peterson documentary. There's like 8 of them. And there's from different viewpoints, from the Rocha family, from his sister-in-law, you know, from just the general media. So Karen sounded really nervous. And she was like, you know what, Natalie, I had a really bad day. I need to unplug. Let's talk about this tomorrow. But in the back of my mind, I could tell she was really worried. So I called Aidan. I said, Aidan, do me a favor. Send me a screenshot of the email. I just want to make sure it's not some like D-list or C-list producer or documentary person. So he sent me the screenshot of the email. And what I did is I cropped it just down to the signature. And I sent it to my client who's won like 6 to 8 Emmys. Because she's a director.
I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5.
I texted it to her and I said, hey, do you know these people? And like an hour later, she texts me back and she's like, oh my God, how the universe works. 2 of my favorite people, Natalie and Brian, 2 of my favorite people naturally collide. Oh, I won 2 Emmys with him on these shows, blah, 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 blah. They're the best people. They're the nicest people. They're great to work with. So I called Aidan. I said, Aidan, you're in luck. These people are actually legit and they're actually really nice, good people. So then I text Karen. But you know, like when you text after every sentence, you hit return. And so I like texted Karen like, hey, all is good. All is good. These people are legit. I sent it to my client. You guys have nothing to worry about. So then the next morning I wake up to like a scathing text from Karen saying that I inserted myself into the documentary and something along the lines of that my only interest was to be in a documentary, which is not true. I had no interest. And I really did this for Aidan because I kind of felt bad for him because I felt like he was a struggling blogger. He has 2 kids. He lives so just for lack of a better saying, paycheck to paycheck.
Well, I'm like a welfare kid. I'm like a welfare case. Natalie's just like, he lives paycheck to paycheck. He's a starving blogger. He's just 2 kids. I just took him in. I gave him a chance. This is, dude, I forgot how crazy Natalie is. So, you know what? We're going to listen to some more of this on Tuesday. I had to give you guys a taste. But, you know, yeah, I mean, first of all, don't knock sleeping on the first. You do. I slept with my husband. I knew me. Right. Exactly. A lot of people sleep on the first date. Like, it's not a crime. It's not a big deal. It's not a big fucking deal. Like, relax. Okay. Like honestly, I think, I don't want TMI, but like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's totally normal. And a lot of people out there who are with their wife or their husband, whatever, for a long time have a situation like that. So chill out, fucking Natalie. Stop it. Anyway, those Emmy awards change a lot, according to Natalie. Okay, let's read some turtle chat, shall we? Because it's late, bro. It's getting late here. All right, let's see what we got first. OG Daniel Baker sends $25. Goes, did you see the meme about having kids that say 6'7", but we come from the 3-6-9 generation and they bust out dancing to get low? It's hilarious. Go Pats. I haven't seen that, but I'll take your word for it. Nick T says Bucks Patriots Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean the Bucks won again today, right? Bucks are good. Bucks. We only got the Bucks and the Bills left to have a winning record on our schedule, so could happen. But you know, I don't think let's chill with the soupy. But I'll settle for the offs. You know, we got there, we'll be good. Chip in a chair. That's all you need. Lisa Marie sends $10. Goes, the story was buried on purpose. If Morrissey was a rep, MSM would have covered it 24/7 and shown the corruption. I know for a fact that she would be in jail if it weren't for you covering it. Disclaimer. Which I don't think she would be in jail if I didn't write that. I don't believe that. I don't believe she would ever be convicted of this. She has world-class attorneys. Okay. But what I did was make it impossible for them to do this without the world knowing about it. Like, if you're going to lynch this woman, if you're going to fucking really go through with this, we are going to make sure everybody fucking watches this shit. The whole world was watching Dead in Massachusetts. That was the role I played in it. They wanted to do this on the down low. They wanted to do this with nobody watching. Get the shit in and out. Fucking, maybe she takes a plea, you know, whatever. Like, I don't think she ever would have been convicted. I did the facts exonerated and acquitted Karen Reed. Let me be very clear about that. Karen Reed's attorneys did significantly more work on this than I could ever fucking do. I fully acknowledge that 1,000%. My role in this was to raise money to create the infrastructure that raised $1.1 million for her legal defense fund to build public morale and public support for Karen Reed, which emotionally helps out a lot, I would assume, right? And to make sure the eyes of the world didn't stop watching about this and raise awareness. That's the role I played in this. And I think I did it well. So that's me. The MSM lied. Mainstream media lied from the beginning to protect the McAlberts because they have connections with the media. Remember the ring camera lie. True. Without your tenacity, she wouldn't be free. Again, agree to disagree. Appreciate that. I know for a fact the truth was buried for 15 months until you wrote about it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Lisa Marie. But, agree to disagree on that. I don't think there was any way in hell Karen Reed would ever be convicted of anything. Although she came pretty close on the manslaughter the first time around. Like, that was fucking crazy. That was crazy. All right. Suzanne sends $10 on Cash App and goes, "We should all be Luckies. He is truly a good man." He is. He's the best, isn't he? Carolyn sends $10 and goes, "Drink special called Finger Blast from the Past." I like that one. Hillary sends $150. Thanks, Hill. And she goes, "Sending love from Ocala, Florida. Great show." Well, thank you very much, Hillary. You're the best. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else before we call it a night? You had people in Chicago crying at the verdict, and you were the first person besides the actual trial to tell me about this case. Well, there you go. Well, I'm glad I could. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I helped make this like an international sensation, That was my role. I know what I fucking did. I know what my role was in this. I don't think I fucking freed Karen Reed. I didn't do it. I'm not going to say that. You're never going to hear that from me. You'll never hear that from me. That I always correct people when I say that, when people say Karen Reed would be in jail. No, she wouldn't be in jail. She was never going to jail. She came close the first time around. True. But I think the role I played in this was raising awareness and raising money. That's what I did. And that money came in handy, man. That money fucking came in handy. Their trial would have, there would have been no fucking cars driving them in every day and no, dinners out in Boston at steakhouses and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like she said, Alan Jackson, you try bringing Alan Jackson to McDonald's. Tell me how that fucking goes, and we did all that, so good for you guys. You guys were fucking awesome. Without you guys, everybody fucking helped out. It was a real team effort. So there we go. Because I ain't shit without you guys. Because if it was just me out there by myself, there would be no money. I don't have $1.1 million to give, period. All right, cool. Anyway, guys, I love all you fine people and the expert witnesses, of course. Obviously, that too. Anyway, I love all you fine people. You guys have a fantastic night and enjoy your Columbus Day tomorrow. And don't forget to brush your teeth. All right. Peace to your bum crease.
It calls for data.